down for Sentinels. And Celsius is low HP.
Dude, yeah, he had a round. He had a round again.
He will with the hind tied up now.
Okay.
He had a round again.
Round will come in for Leviathan as they have a nice anchor hold, a nice post plant.
Looks like last round.
Once again, it's that forward position.
Now there's 20 seconds.
You mentioned it.
Waiting for Celsius not to
running
die.
around that A site.
He really
But then they usually will get to him right as the round
and the
ends.
mistake of the harbor wall,
That's
he
really
actually
nice.
makes sure he can still get up by
With the
dashing
round
forward
sign
past
up.
410.
Okay, well, they're
up
nowhere
onto
near him.
Nest,
Yeah.
and then
Somehow.
for 410 to play it. In this one as well, another stall out that Leviathan was able to
should,
get
like,
a kill. The one
maybe
kill on
fight
John
early
Cutie there that
or
we saw
swarm
Aspas get denies
faster.
the retake wall.
Not
They
sure.
Can't
The
put
retake
anything
feels
up to
too
play
hard. The
against
retake,
Lev,
the full-on
who is
retake
backed
feels
by
too
Vice
hard.
actually in that exact spot.
But
What a way to start off the round, and then not being able to convert the
They didn't swarm
5v4.
though. They just died. I guess.
Leviathan is just stealing away these rounds that send starting with a first blood on. Blades up, dueling blade storms if we get it. We saw Zekken on yellow last time, not
Zekken
able
goes
to
pipe
activate
sometimes
it there.
next to drone. Not
Actually
bad.
gets a buy
I don't know if
for
they're
someone
droning every
else
round
this
though.
round,
I feel like the util they're using is
Actually, they will
different.
pause
Late
it.
timeout.
A little call
Yeah,
there
2-4.
before the round starts.
This is
Someone
off of
wants
fire.
the
Only
timeout.
8 seconds before the...
Drew and
Oh,
Kevin
yeah.
can get a
But
bit
the
in
timer
their ear
resumes
to
from
figure
8 though.
out what's going on
So
with
like,
the way the
'cause I was
retake-
actually
that
wondering
one of the
that.
retakes where they had
Like, can they
everyone
pause
ready,
late and have
but
more
this
time
Lev push forward
resets,
still,
but no,
the
it just picks up from
WP
8.
is on cruise control for them right now at some points, and Sen's not expecting it.
No. And the way that they're pushing here and scaling towards the A side for Leviathan. Cascade, push 10s away, they'll play the retake, and the retake really...
Ken's been going pipes
not
and
working
knifing
out.
drone like the last 2 rounds. Looks like
More
he's at B.
Sentinels, win or
Oh, I
lose,
see.
players
Okay.
in the process
Not a bad
before
call.
they
Not
can
a bad
actually
call.
even activate and engage.
I think we get an
That
op
is an
out
active
as soon as
captain right
possible. That's
which is potentially
what I
why we
would
have
say.
such a
And
late
Zekken goes for like
For
a deep
sure.
line
Probably
maybe.
has figured something out here.
To be
on the
fair, he's been
read of how
soloing B with a
Leviathan
rifle,
scaling up
so I
towards
don't
this
know
A
what.
site.
I don't know.
Maybe the play because they have a much lower buy.
Maybe he opts A and tries to get a pick before the exec.
But
Yeah.
only a stinger for John Cutie. Has shields once again. Economy continuing to be very, very low for Sentinels, as it might be a play for them to maybe even disrespect. The walls are coming out.
That my dad will give it away.
And B round was only tempted on pistol here by Lev.
What's up, brother?
Continue to go
Rob,
towards
you say
the
what's
right
up, brother, and
side.
put up one finger.
The
What's up, brother?
within this second map, really putting a wrench in what Sentinel's momentum could have been.
Agreed.
And Leviathan are working off that very happily. Push up. Double flank watch here,
Oh,
actually.
Half buy? Yeah, it's a
They
half black
have
right now.
thrown
We
the
have
ball up on B
3
just as a
rifles.
bit of
Okay.
distraction,
So
keeping
what's our
Zekken looking
adjustment
there.
here?
1 second
We
has...
still have pretty decent utility
nice.
for Sentinels right now to delay towards the A
There you
side
go.
because the
So
pit
he
was available
has
for
a
King
weapon.
here. There was a way he could have moved up and to do that.
It's kind of similar to what we've already seen, where he's
Instead, King is
soloing
moving back
B.
with Tex. They're trying to rework the map.
I don't know.
Both of them moving up towards tube. Saucy is the one waiting now as a turret on Boiler spots one player trying to cross over. Leviathan now regrouping to go for another 5-player hit.
They're
Towards the
5
A site.
players toward A. Okay.
Slow orb. Sentinels in the same mirror
Just
positions
walking
as
in.
before. This should say the same positions.
Alarmbot's down.
And they are ready with util. Interesting spot for tens there. Could get caught out in a second, but it looks like he's playing safe knowing the wall's coming up.
And a knife actually did delay, so no snake bites to be thrown towards
Ten's got
screens.
the
Ten
first
gets
kill.
the opener on Takam.
He got
But
it.
again, Aspas, he's the one
Pushing.
disrespecting his own walls, pushing towards his dashes away after he
freaking
lands a
deep.
headshot in a third there on to Zelsis.
That's fast. Just
He can
killing
go wherever
everybody.
he wants to go here.
Dude, the peak he
That's an
goes for there is
incredible
nuts, and the
round to
shot he
watch,
hits
especially
is
as
just
Aspas
even
comes out
as
and takes
crazy.
down tens, 'cause that's
Peaking
10 saying,
screens,
okay,
man,
somebody
as the
wants
Viper
410,
ult's
I've
blooming
done
and
that
gets a
play,
kill.
I know that play, but Aspas is already thinking ahead, still on
We need
that
Zekken on
push.
A.
It was John
I think we
Cutie
need
last
Zekken on
time,
A, because he's
10s
solo
this
B
time.
right now.
And it's
And they're not
just
coming B at
not
all.
being communicated that they
I don't
are
know.
hitting A so fast.
Hey,
Zekken will
he
pick
got
one
to
up.
use his knife.
Stinger in hand, so looking to stay close and grab a gun at the end of this one as the spike kind of zooms back in, but I don't know if we'll have the distance to cover. It looks like they save and spawn.
Yeah.
He's going. He's waiting.
Yo, I hit that
Not
What?
good.
timer.
Yeah.
Right as the bomb went off.
Yeah.
Really got that down.
We'll see
You're
what they
doing your
have on
job.
these replays.
I'm gonna send him to the graveyard.
Oh!
Good job, bro.
Chat, Aspas never
wanna
sprays.
send
Like,
him
oh,
to
he
the
just sprayed right there,
graveyard.
kind of. He sprayed right there as well.
3K.
Not really. Yeah, like,
keep digging,
like he
that
killed
hole's
him. He killed
18
himself
feet
fast. That a spray doesn't even go for that long, but feel like
We're into this one. 2-1-2 across the map. Back to this
It
default
was
setup.
just took a
but
moment till
Lev
last
still
pass was
looking
like,
at
I got
A.
this.
They
And he still
venture
hasn't
into
popped
mid last
these.
round to give something
Nice.
something
He's
else
had
to
them
think
for
about.
4
But
rounds. He
again,
hasn't needed
orb
them.
control here. Sen can't farm.
we need to adjust. I don't know what
Still
that
either
is.
on B in the same
Small
place.
change
Yeah,
though is that
this
Saucy
time
moved over
we're
towards
playing
the A side
in
with
a little
Zeki.
more.
Maybe they do want to try to
Like
start
Saucy and Tens are
back with
fighting, so
counter
there is an
util.
adjustment here.
But he's leaning out, jiggling out towards the screens. Just got spotted by Ospas, forced to fall back. And that pivot and that change in terms of the positioning here might give Leviathan an idea that they might not.
I mean,
have
Leviathan
the
are just gonna
Viper
keep
over
doing
there
the
to
same
help
thing
out
if it's
with them
working.
on
Like,
the
they just
defensive
drone A,
cycles.
get the info, and
Al
walk
Jordan
in.
try to clear out some space, but
Or they're just walking without the drone
Tens
too.
still able
But
to hold the top of the A tower.
yeah.
Didn't
Now they're
swap.
feeling resistance and they're going back.
Leviathan
Man,
are deciding to fall back, leaving a spike. They're going into a 2-1-2 default with a minute left, so expect a last-second late plant. Need some hero plays to come out here. With
will
the
they
final
actually go
seconds of the
back?
round.
It's messing with util, trying to
Here,
get
Charles? Yeah,
Sentinels
you're right.
dislodged
That's
from their
right,
current
Charles. Good
positions.
luck.
With that spike down, it's
They
going to be
are
another
best we
full
go back.
W towards A here. Lev has
Yeah,
done
they are
such
You're never
a
using
good
as
job of
fast as
rotating out the
before.
sites.
Right.
Remember, still decently comfortable.
Whoa, we're retake A again, dude.
Damn
Because
it.
the info would come from the back of the site anyways here as Lev hit.
The same round again.
This is almost
Yeah,
normal
yeah.
coming in here.
Oh
Just
my
a little bit
God.
more time Sen has to rotate.
Took a minute, 10 seconds
Hey, what happened?
right now for Leviathan to
Got off. Back
finish
on.
where they started.
Yeah.
Same type of util coming out for plants. Planted now at Jenny and not towards the A tower for long range position in a fight here from Vels. But the same thing happens. Reckoning was at the ready.
What?
Pass on the top of the screens, drops tens. As that gets a timing for Saucy to push out to get 2 of his own.
Come on.
Zekin now pushing
Come on,
forward.
Zach.
Picked off by
Come on.
Saucy
We
as
still
they
have 20
pick across.
seconds.
Texas solo.
Oh,
Boom. All right.
Nice
Nice.
round in the end.
A little
Zekin
scary
wins
at first, that
fight.
first kill.
Wingman with another assist. The Sentinels a much
That's one of the
needed
rare
round
times
finally
where
scored.
Aspas got
Look how much
first
farther
kill and we won the
forward
round.
everyone's
Go.
playing now.
Let's go.
Aspas
Let's
only
go.
getting a
Let's
few
go.
of those
The
kill
retake paid
results
off.
in, and then
The retake's
the
so
flashes
hard.
that Sen have
Oh my
been
God.
trying to use
So hard.
all
I
connect
don't even
on
know
the
how they
way
pulled it
back
off,
in.
really.
This is where
Getting
FNS
everybody
would say,
looking
get
different,
5,
like
you're in
you
good
said,
shape.
those windows
Five, you're in
just
good shape.
opening for the peaks here. Second pushes through.
And you definitely saw it there from how Ospas
4
fell.
plus
It was some
pistol,
sort of
5.
protocol to actually have Mazzino
5 with
launch
pistols
towards
big.
heaven, but
Right.
that last
5
split
pistols, you
second
win
where
that.
he wasn't there quick enough.
I
they
can't
both
say that. You
leave
can say
with
that.
their lives and also lose the round in that process.
All right.
Yeah, they're changing it
We
up.
have
Leviathan,
been
they're going towards B.
conditioned, even as
B main
watchers, to
control.
think it's going A again, but it's not. It's going to be B. And Sentinels look like they're actually
Oh,
reading
we're
this very quick. This
They're
is the
moving
first bit of
fast,
wall
maybe a
and
little too
aggression they've really
fast.
seen towards B.
Everybody
since
go?
round 1.
Yeah, kind of.
And Spike still going towards
Kind of, and they're going back to A.
What would have been a push, and they have not
But to be
seen
fair,
Sen
this
push,
time,
so while being careful
you
about
can't hate it
this,
'cause he has KJ
this is
ult.
all safe space as the rotation
Retake should be a little
That's the
easier,
thing, they have
but
to be careful because at the beginning of the round,
let's see.
Tex got hit
I
by
don't
a
think
knife.
it's clean
So
cut.
Leviathan, they
All
have
on
to
B,
re-clear, but they're
and
actually
they're all on
re-clearing
A.
with contact.
Chat, 5v5 post plant,
With-
part
They're
5.
just walking up. And for Sentinels,
Oh
it
my
seems
God.
like you only see one player anchoring towards the A side. It's Zelsis. Yes, the alarm bot gets picked, but the idea is for him to stay back so that they can potentially once again do the lockdown play that they're good for.
Ooh, early.
Right away.
Whoa.
Aqua somehow
What a bump. Thank God he
dashed out, but
traded.
gets traded out. Mazzino is trying to run
I got
across
killed
towards
in
the high
smoke.
side to stop the lockdown.
Oh,
I got the kill
Kill
again.
John Q.
John had that one.
Mazzino stepping.
But John had him.
Absolutely should have been
Good, good
prevented by
having.
Sentinels
Oh,
on
the
this
kill
round.
on
All
Tyson
3
to the
members are
smoke is
back. He's
BS.
just on a mission right now. 18 HP. He's going to stay in the
Oh,
fight.
2v4?
Give it all he can
We
as
saved
the team goes
our
to the
money's
post play
good,
together.
but
How
I don't
crazy
know.
is
Aspas is dead.
that they're able to
We have
run
hope.
through high
The
tide.
27
Imagine that's their,
Flashes
imagine
on
that's
the
their
attack for
actual
Leviathan,
thought
yet still
process.
getting
Yeah,
these
so
picks.
like
The
Aspas is dead.
positioning
We gotta
that
go.
they're gaining in the early
Keep
part
going.
of the
Push
match.
What time? What time on this?
I think is
13?
one, obviously helping Lev,
Nah,
but
it's
Sen
too
is
much.
suffering from how far they're
Oh,
playing
try,
outside sight. If you're going to have 2 people
Shit,
at your screens
shit, bro.
every time you are approaching again, you're not going to be able to do much. And that is exactly what Lev did. I mean, it was only Ospas last time, but he said, Mazzino, come on through.
There we go. Round win. Look
And
out,
finally gets that
Bobby.
heaven control, finally gets a little more
fair.
firepower in that situation. And
Where are you seeing the spike timer?
the
Rob starts the timer every time the
used
bomb
to
gets
take
planted
the
on his
site
phone.
back, one round
To
after
save
the
himself
other
from the
against
stress of not
100
knowing.
Thieves is being stopped in its
So
tracks
every
before they
round,
get the
I have a
flashes
timer
out
here.
on
It's
the
telling me.
defensive side.
And it rings when the spike blows
Going
up.
into this game too, Sentinels pretty much was one of the best teams tied
Oh
up
my
here with
gosh.
energy right now in the Americas in terms
Takes out a
of
lot of unnecessary stress.
retake successful percentage wins here on those retakes. for
Aspas
Sentinels, and it's
immediately
been
is back
denied
up to
so far.
11.
Yeah, he was, what was it, 1 and 3, 2 and 4? Yeah.
Yeah.
A second timeout being called out by Coach
Second
Captain.
timeout.
They
Is
have
it
to
second
figure out
timeout?
something
Yeah. Wow.
quickly here as
What
they
was it?
play defense
2-4?
and calling both timeouts.
I think
right away
2-4.
seems
4 when
that
he
they
called
might
the
trust
first
their
time.
attack at this
Now
point,
it's
so they have to
2-6 or 3-6.
salvage at least as much as
3-6.
they can in the last 3.
All right, so it's map control at this point. Where does that map control come from if your retake isn't feeling comfortable? We think
Yeah, last time it was
extremities.
3-9,
A little bit of
3-6.
mid-control, knowing that they can't mess with alarm bot. But
True.
it seems Lev is
True.
playing like they did on Lotus, far back. You peek mid, you're probably going to get 2 Lev members. You peek B, they're probably waiting there as well. So it's hard for Sentinels to also
Interesting,
keep
they went
so
attack
many
first both
questions
times.
as Captain gets in their ear again to try and orchestrate a way for Send
chose
protocols
attack and we
to get
chose
back to
defense.
that.
I think on Lotus it
And
makes
as you were
sense.
mentioning how they're playing so
Well,
far
on
back
this
and
map,
waiting
we
for
had
the
the
team to
choice.
meet up here towards the spawn. Maybe they
And we
can
chose
start adding
defense.
some
We
players
chose
on
defense
flanks
here.
too, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like
There's
us
a
plus
run
wins
through
at the
on
same
that
time.
back.
They just
There's
both
really only one or two
go
players
for
that
the
really
play.
want to
Oh my
lose
God.
in these spikes.
What are you up to?
We need
Right?
Zekin to off. Yeah.
Playing the pulse plant, long range
I
for
think so
Leviathan.
too, but I think also
Close in
like
from
he's
both
playing B and they're not
extremities.
going B. But I mean that's just the game plan
Very
they have,
slow
so
alt game.
Yes.
We
fine.
have not seen rounds being
As I
swung
say
here and
that,
there. The
they
lockdowns
might-
are really making the most impact because they're the loudest and biggest on the
Pivot.
screen, but just
That's
not
it.
really swaying the gameplay.
I think there's like what 2 ults that came out from Sentinel so far from
Yeah.
that lockdown and a Blade Storm. Even on the other end though, 2 Reckonings from Leviathan, 1 Hunter's Fury, but
Here we go.
Blade Storm from Aspas, of course. But in the end, it's just some really nice fundamental protocol plays from
They are
Leviathan,
going to be
capitalizing
Yeah.
and closing in on these rounds on how they're just easily executing behind all these walls.
Okay,
that
we're gonna
being
get a B
thrown out by
round,
Vizino.
maybe.
Backstab? No. Turret for turret up here.
Window fight.
Yeah, they're definitely coming.
Oh,
Tex will get spotted by the turret if it continues to walk forward.
Uh-oh.
This is okay here. John Cuty's just running around and
Now we got a new round here, Chad. We have 5v5 post plan retake on B.
in second.
Oh, but,
Died
but
fast.
of course.
Oh,
he hears
Elsa's
2,
straight one
3
back.
players rotate out towards Kitchen, and he doesn't care about the turret. Swings
Oh,
straight forward.
no.
They don't
Nice.
check it. He gets that first pick, and there's that fight against Celsius very soon. Who
Traded.
wins it?
don't want.
Mazzino now inside the site. 3 versus 3, and the other 2 players of Leviathan are playing
Nice
long
clear.
range. Inside the site has fallen. Now long range is Aspas. Hit by a fragment.
He's sitting in the molly.
Killed Aspas, by the way.
Calm as a cucumber.
15 seconds left.
1 shock dart available. There's that first pick.
no.
Shock dart and after, but gets picked off right away by
10 seconds
Scores
left.
3 in the round. It allows Sentinels to get the 4.
Okay. Okay.
Despite that,
Okay.
the scoreline of 4 to
Good
6.
job.
we were mentioning
That could have been
Leviathan
way
was
scarier
so
because that guy
good
Kitchen
on
almost
how they're
had a
playing their
lineup. I
executions
think
on the site,
we're
yet
lucky that he
Sentinels
only
are
got
still able to
one.
get these 4 rounds.
Yeah,
So-
sneaking some
That's
rounds
popped off
in
there.
when you're
Yeah,
least
good clear
expecting
bottom
it.
side
It's
as
the
well.
Diffuses. That's why.
Yeah.
Because they've gone on so long.
That's how he got that
Lev
kill?
did take the site on those
Oh,
rounds and
man.
get to the post plant, and it kind of took a lot of
Intense
members of
take.
Sentinels to get
Ass
it back.
pass out too,
But
yeah.
now they start to
Tense
get
take
a
ass
bit of a
pass out
flow,
too.
more economy
Ten's got
under
a
their
3K
belts,
there.
and this means they can start to make those moves, decisions where they might want to push up for one and fight for that orb. At this point, still 2 rounds down, not as much. But with
4-6.
ultimates on board here, Null
Get
Command,
one more.
KO ult, and Thrash for Gecko.
Yeah.
You can make a lot more choices as you're getting back in.
It's actually crazy that 10
Okay,
rounds were
good.
played,
Oh shit.
and
Oh
9 of them were
shit.
diffuses and
Yeah.
spikes going on. So we're definitely playing the long game now for both of these teams.
They're gonna use it
First
before
contact
or
round.
after? Oh,
Zekin
before.
was trying not to allow Leviathan to get a plant. Couldn't get a pick.
Let's
and
see
now
how much
you have
util
a
we can
chance to get a
throw
lockdown
on the
for
plant
Tex.
spot to delay this plant.
This should be a pretty clean round to set up.
Hopefully.
They're gonna go ahead and actually block off.
Oh, but
towards
actually, they're not
spawn.
even smoked out.
So once they get these smokes down,
Trying
the
to take
bike wall up,
snow?
you're gonna see the Sova Dart go past
Oh, this
after
is
they get
interesting.
rid of this Thrash. Oh,
Does take
Sova's
the
down.
Sova, though. So that's
Dance.
caught with the spike. That's going to delay even more,
Dance.
allowing the fight to happen here. Sentinels trying to fight back all the way from the spawn. All the ults are down.
What's happening there?
Gets that pick there onto King. Plant finally coming down until Tex is trying to fight back.
Oh, he got him.
Good job. Good reaction. Good job.
Where
Like,
his teammates were
Oh,
there.
yeah,
he
got
really
him. Plant
did,
down
And
and
Sentinels
like,
ended
he
the
died.
game.
He
A clean
basically
fight
died
on a
as he
base
went.
like this,
Yeah.
despite the amount of util and
Dude,
ults that were being thrown at them from
34
What
seconds.
a return on
Yes,
that
sir.
Thrash use too. Like you mentioned, getting a spike.
At first I was like, wait, I didn't push the clock, and I realized they still hadn't
strategy for a
planted.
loop
Yeah.
here.
It just turned into a
Then they're
massive
happy enough
brawl.
to see a few members trying to get
Their
that upper
KK
hand.
ult didn't really
Right there goes down.
compensate.
yeah, they tried to
Falls,
like
and
take
they are
snow
just
control, but
pinched.
Sen fought it off pretty well. So
Kaplan
Good
confidence
hold there.
coming through
Good hold.
here. Took
Timeout
two
by
timeouts,
Kaplan
but it looks
at
like they could
3-6.
give us
Yeah.
a 6-6
Isn't that what he
first
called
half
it?
yep.
after
3-6.
suffering quite a bit in the middle of this first one.
You're right. Economy's low this time around for
Yeah.
Leviathan. Yeah, they still have rifles, but Two of them at small shields. Slight hope now for Sentinels
The
to
guy
tie it
next
up
to
to
Rob
the
is
6-6
Tarek,
and Leviathan.
king of Valorant.
Going back to the tried and true.
They're asking you who I am now. They're taking over. They're taking over, man.
Well, that people always do that as a meme. From all the people saying, who's
They are
got
memeing.
Tarek?
Back to A. Those two rounds
Just
maybe in their own head after the Kaplan timeout, but no, Lev go back to A where it was working.
Oh my god, no way. At least he didn't get the Viper, but still.
It was Saucy that fell and not John Cutie. So the
Still have the they still have a solo ult.
Still comes down on the A side for the A tower.
I guess we can tap bomb. Is that plant in the
ult?
ult? Or is it?
Two mollies, two shock darts, Hunter's
No, I
Fury.
think
This
it's
is
not.
all but secured here by Lev, right?
It's not.
That's the question.
I mean, with the Hunter's Fury,
You have to expect.
I love it.
there's that tap. Wall comes up. He's gonna try to get it halfway.
There, you got half.
Did get half. Sacrificed himself, but
John
No,
Cuties
he's still
alone.
alive.
Sticking on that spike
He's
again,
alive,
dropping
still alive.
down. Here's the shots, trying to get the spray across, but should be all.
Yeah.
There's no time.
It's good. 7-5. 7-5. We were talking about a 5. We were talking about a 5.
7-5, and then win pistol.
Lev are playing.
Sweaty
with
hat. Oh my god, it's just so much
momentum
5v5
today.
post plant
And
though.
while
It's so
Sentinels are
lame,
able to
man.
find the
It's so
corrections
lame.
in the things that are plaguing them. This is definitely a Sentinels that is not playing up.
The
to
problem
level
is,
at this
like,
point.
pro
And Leviathan is taking
play is like
advantage of
this,
that 100%
but ranked is not like
as
this
they
at all.
should.
In ranked,
Finding all the holes, the
it's like,
cracks, and
well,
being
you know,
able to
we're
send down 7-5
we're
in
lucky
that
to have a
first half, but
3v3,
now-
or if
Up
the
to
bomb even
Sentinels.
goes down at
Now
all,
let's
I
throw it
guess.
down to Golden Boys on the stage with a member of our audience.
So it's just totally different.
Thank you so much, fellas. I'm joined by Sebastian, and the reason why I have Sebastian up here is because it's his birthday, y'all.
Oh, let's go! Happy birthday, Sebastian.
So I thought we'd do a really fun thing, and
Oh,
with the
yeah.
help of my friends, we'll go ahead and sing a little happy birthday for you, my friend. So here we go. His name is Sebastian. Make sure you get it right. 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to
I know where I'm going for my birthday. Get the crowd to sing for me.
Look at him taking it all in.
Funny part is, it's not even his birthday. It's a fake ID. He's actually scamming everybody right now. He's scamming everybody.
I always see you're tough on people who try and get a happy birthday shout out.
Oh yeah, because they try to scam me. I don't know if they're lying or not. No free happy birthdays. Let's go.
I think that's very doable. We'll go ahead and make that happen for him. We got some free stuff.
What are you saying, you want to
We
send
got
us
some
jersey
free
for
stuff.
his
You want to throw
birthday?
some stuff to the crowd? It's your birthday. Yeah, there you go.
I don't
You
know,
only
but
get this
he's
if you
doing
come
%.
to
That's all that
VCT
matters.
Waves, baby. All the way up. You love to see it. Come on, make some more noise. We got a birthday going on.
Bro's got an arm.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's hitting people deep in the crowd.
I love it. I love it.
Thank
He's
you
giving it to
all
his
so
friends, I would
much.
do the
Round of
same.
applause. One more time, give it up for Sebastian. Let's send it back over to your casters. That was fun, right? Yes.
I said that was fun, right?
I got stuck.
To confirm it. He's like, that was fun, right, guys?
I don't know what
Guys?
was fun.
Guys?
Singing the birthdays of this series so far. I mean, we're in for a treat. We had a great time. We have a great time so
Is that
far
Sage?
here in the Riot Games Arena.
Wait,
Some of the things you might be
Aziz?
missing out here if you're watching from home.
Yeah.
But at least you're not
Wait.
missing out on some good action.
That was his friend in the
Happy birthday,
front.
Sebastian.
Happy
Let's move back in the
W.
game. 7-5 score line.
He threw one to
for
his friend.
Leviathan. Again, a lead so far in this second half. Their map pick on Icebox looks really good here on the attack. We'll see if they can do the same thing now on the defense, though. As Sentinels, we talked about the
Aspas has
confidence
dropped
that Kaplan was
30 plus
having
kills in
in
30% of his
overtime.
games with
And they're
Leviathan.
moving quick here for some
What?
early control on the A side until that nice spots
He
Aspas.
comes.
Who misses those shots.
Trying to go up for a frag. We'll see how
Movement.
this pistol round works out. Might have been wanting a happy birthday for a Sentinels win if Lev gets this pistol round. They push towards B. Sentinels are going to have power in numbers here with just a bit of a flank watch, a little bit of a lurk from Zelsis. It's going to be quite late. I wonder if they just head back here. They're still pretty far from being pushed up as they're held back by this one way. And 3 members of Lev just on the other side.
Damn, good wall.
Yeah. Knowledge of 2 controllers here. Let's go to the other site where there aren't as many walls.
Pistols.
Just have to deal with the
Pistols,
Viper placement from the beginning of the round.
All right.
Scary.
Well, there's good news,
Difficult
bad
part,
news.
though,
There's only
because
2
the
people
Turtles
A,
watch
but
him
one of
the
them's
whole time,
Aspas.
So really, they're
Yeah.
walking into the unknown back towards the
He's
A
solo
site.
A.
Contact.
Or solo rather,
Great.
but
Fundies to try to move forward. Aspas is still there. Recon dart, though, that's going to give out their position.
Broke
Yet
it.
they don't really want to accelerate yet.
30 seconds left.
Ooh. You're gonna hear Harbor running out.
With that drop, though, Aspas is going to get
Yeah,
ready.
yeah.
Picks it up, down to 10 HP, and
I
falls
think them-
down. Site is now
20
open.
seconds.
Unless there's some deniability here. Shark dart's available for Calm. Gets the first one out. Sasi with the wingman plant, and we'll get it. 5 versus 5 here. Aspas
favorite
is low on
thing.
HP.
Post plan
so is
5v5?
Tens.
5v5. That's fine.
All of them
Even on the
playing just
pistol.
around that spike for Sentinels.
Yeah.
As they want to play in front of those walls that are thrown by Messina.
Yes!
There's
Yes!
an attempt of a retake
Yes!
for Leviathan. Denied by Sentinels so far. Alone and last to fall. Sentinels win the
Nice
pistol.
job. Nice job.
Just racking right
All
now.
right,
Pushes
now maybe we
towards
won't get
spawn.
horrific
Knows the team would be
eco
behind
again
for the
like
trades,
last.
but that's not
I
necessary.
forgot, remember we won
Second
pistol.
and
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
About
Come
to
on.
duke it out. 14 and 8 to 14
You're
and
absolutely
10
right.
across the top of your scoreboard. And it's about to be Jets on
I spammed them
line.
actually, damn.
Bam
Good
with the
help.
10
I got
classic.
your back through the smoke, don't worry.
10 classic buff.
Blind fire in the classic is Zent.
Triple on
second
second too, I think,
line,
there.
Yeah.
hitting all the shots. All right, Guardians
Yeah,
out.
seconds got 14.
14,
14, 14, and 8
Bulldog,
does to
they're just
10.
looking to make these shots
People in
count
chat were
and
roasting
expecting
Becken
a bit
earlier.
of that early push from the side of Lev. Not wrong.
All right.
The knife's going
We
to slow
knock you,
Lev
you
down
go
though,
again.
as they try to
That's
move
all I
up for
ask.
that orb area.
I don't care if we don't win the
Definitely
bonus.
seems on end for Leviathan.
It's so
Because
much
they're
more
playing with this
depressing
composition,
when
they
you
could
get
move
ecoed.
in a little bit more freely to farm these
It's
orbs
just so
on the A side,
depressing.
and all pivoting now.
Wait,
Man's floating. Man's floating.
Wait, where's he standing?
Just playing Jet after all.
Is that a bug? No, I'm kidding. No. He's on the edge. Perfect
It's
placement.
the activation of the dash.
It's floating. It's floating.
it's floating.
Yeah, it can float.
No
So
body damage, no
fair play.
headshots. He falls back. King is still there towards yellow, but as I've mentioned, that orb that was picked up, everybody then for Leviathan leaning towards his B side, stacking on
Here
that
we go
side.
again.
Sen
You can
had
get
a
a
perfect read in the
5v5.
mid-round.
Oh my god.
Pivot back towards A.
It's probably been 90% of the rounds. And not even this map, but I think in general on this
Go
map.
4 forward,
Like
5
in
forward,
other matches
maybe?
too.
Yeah, I don't know if they leave anybody behind here. Quick take
There's
into
no one
sight,
here.
push by
Yeah.
Lev, and they'll have a little
We're
bit of timing,
confused.
but nope. Zelsis is
I think they
already
expected
getting
at
ready
this
to
point, too.
Look for the flank. Yeah, that's a lot of feet. He's going to only look for a little bit more.
Beat shots.
John Cutie's going to hear all this
Are they all
ruckus
just
going
going to
back
try
down
and
mid
die to
right
Spike,
now.
or they're actually going to engage on a 5v5 with
pipes.
pistols?
They should die to spike.
Boiler.
And apparently Leviathan was the team that originally
All of
came
them
up with dying to
holding
the
that
spike.
angle.
And it looks like they're
Doesn't wanna
doing
get
it.
sprayed,
So
don't wanna get
good call.
spammed.
Good call.
They're all
It's
just
going to be an attempt of a clean
they're waiting for their
death, I
stopwatch
guess,
to
from
go
Leviathan
off.
at this point when the
Save.
spike's
Yeah.
going to go off.
Just 5 on the spike.
You don't want to give it to Sasi, right? So Sasi's already halfway.
Chat
more than
wars
halfway
commence.
to be able to get the thrash.
These
Early
guys are
round.
pro.
Alrighty, so Sentinels, a little bit of trouble there to start off the first half. Second half, feeling very good, and the macro
There
they're
you go.
using
Nice
here to
spike.
get around the Viaton is just leaving them in the dust. Just
Yeah, I love
about
when the
every
FPS
time.
game
You
has
might
no
have
shooting.
one member at the site Sentinels is going to
No
right
one
now
died that round.
because of the way
Yeah.
they're
No
controlling
one
the
saw. I don't even think
info
anyone saw
on the
anyone.
map. Their
No,
macro, I should
we
say,
ran,
the map.
we ran to a site with no
See
people.
what
They
Lev
died
set
for
up
the
is
spike,
gonna be
yeah,
here.
I don't-
They all
Get to round
hit until the
15.
round ended.
It's a pretty rare moment,
Bit of kill
to be
time
honest.
utility
Not a
towards A.
gunshot. No one
Still
took
trying to leave
damage.
off
No one
by
saw
towards B,
it,
so you
yeah.
can get
No one
some
took
points
damage
early.
that
Spike
Dash
ace.
away.
Spike ace.
I think
Get
there's a
Osmos
chance no
going.
one actually took damage that round.
Well, yeah, I don't think anyone saw each
Second and
other.
Osmos actually held to their 14 these last round. Let's see if they
All right,
can
here
get
we
themselves
go.
into the action here. Tens is on a stinger as they're going for this bonus. But that's never really stopped them before. Good damage on Takam to start. And they pretty much put all their eggs in one basket
Here we
here for
go,
A
guys.
with the turret watching behind. Sen want this.
Come on,
Oh.
Zach.
That shot by Zekin on the top of the Viper wall, Mazzino falls. So
What a
double
catch.
flash to allow Sentinels to get a blind pick.
Come on, come on.
And also a plant coming out from the wingman at the same spot. Trying
Oh.
to engage, pushing outside
Saucy,
the balcony.
man.
Nice flash.
Proactive,
Double kill for
proactive.
both
Who needs
Saucy and
wingman
Tens.
when you can just kill everyone? Oh,
This
Aspas
becomes
is
a
still
nice
alive.
little
Look
bonus round
at
for
Aspas,
Sentinels.
still alive.
Planted.
Saving, he should. He should save for sure.
Yeah, he
The
is.
last two players
saving.
of
There they
Leviathan
go.
falling back. This should be free upgrades should Sentinels choose
Nice
to
first kill,
pick up those
Zekin.
weapons
Nice
in the
first
end.
kill.
And a different way to approach here on
This is only
for
the
Sentinels, but it
second
still
time
becomes
in the
really
day
clean on
we've
how
been
they're
ahead.
really storming the A site.
We were ahead
They
15-14.
get in effectively.
And now
a lot
we're
of
at
times you'll see
8-7.
where Gecko and
Wait, maybe that round
not
was
Gecko,
that round
Saucy and
15th?
Tens are
Yeah.
throwing
we were
that
at 1-0.
flash, goes
We were at 1-0.
right around this
Oh, yeah,
area
right.
in the back.
You're right.
Lands
We
just
haven't been
towards
ahead
top
more
eight.
than one
Towards the
round.
site, you actually killjoy Molly
We've
right
been
there
ahead
right now.
3 times
And
by
where the
1
flashes
round.
land allows
Damn
Gecko
it.
for the pickup.
Why are
Is
we
Lev
just
getting a
farming,
few more in
getting
here.
ass pass
But the
more
flashes
kills?
in sight
Yeah.
pretty much mean Lev have to
The
play
dream of
outside.
getting
Okay.
the gun.
Money's good though. Money's
It's
good.
that tough. And they have no flashes again to get back, to rebuttal. They don't even have an Omen paranoia, right?
Oh, he
It's
wanted to die for the ult orb. Oh, good call,
very
chat.
hard
So it
to
actually is
play
better.
against that.
Saucy was one off, I
Sentinels,
guess.
again, has to feel so
right.
good. Just imagine going into a site, knowing you can peek every angle, and the only
That's why
thing
you
you'll
ran that,
effectively
yeah.
see is another person. Just dropping flash. Or even flash for another team. There's so many
Let's fight.
flashes.
Let's fight.
How confident they are
Alright.
too that even
Exactly.
Now look
if
at
the other
Zach
ones
and
will move forward,
Intense.
it'll
No
be
worries.
the second layer.
Well, look at their
really to
team.
hold that
Again,
Bulls planet. Again, if they're
15,
losing
6-6-5.
Util to delay.
Yeah.
Spike
That
defuse,
is
right?
crazy.
So
It's kind of demoralizing as a player. It's like, damn, this guy's doing all this and
for
like.
this composition so
Yeah.
far as they take the lead in the second map.
I can feel a tweet from
Leviathan,
Ass Pass
though,
Mom
and
if they lose this.
A quasi
I think the drafts are going crazy right now.
She's got like 5.
Yeah, she doesn't know which one to go with.
Mentioned that thrash that was available for Saucy. Clear out towards yellow, but not really
Wait, what
towards the
happened?
back of the site.
The Thrash ulted and they're trying
Look at
to
that.
take it towards B.
Go out, protect the thrash.
trap
Thrash
that
will be
Thrash
picked up,
gets
used
0
again
in.
here in
Yeah,
a
there's
little
no one
bit. This
there.
is going to put a
No,
quite
no,
a
he
bit
can
of
pick it back
focus
up, though.
for
He can
them
pick it back
onto
up.
yellow. If they can't disperse before the retake comes in,
And
this
the
could
plan
be
is
a
coming
problem.
in. Spam kill with a stinger? What?
Inside the tubes, does get the pick onto Zekin. Owl drone from Calm does spot Tens. Snake bite to try to keep them at bay.
They're going to push him out here.
And it's a snake bite
Noise,
shot dart
noise.
combo. But does not land any shots. Meanwhile, it pushed them back towards the high tide that was
Ooh.
thrown
Oh
on
my
Mazito,
God,
though.
defusing.
There comes
What
the
the hell?
spike, the second crash, but there's
Oh
the
my
push from
God.
King. Stinger, though, runs out of bullets. Nobody on that spike yet. Calm's trying to stick it. Celsius does get the pick, and then Tex answers back. Now it's halfway. There's only one player left. It's John Cutie.
What
Trying to stay alive,
happens?
but they're
We
swarming
got
them against
freaking
him.
smoked.
He
They,
falls
honestly,
to
that was a
get the
nice
defuse, and
retake. They like
Leviathan
orbed
tie
off
up the
site,
game.
took yellow control with the mollies and
Lev
shocks,
coming in
and
with
they
some of
harbor
the
walled
walls.
off
That
main.
first early
That was
kill
kind of
coming
sick,
in
but
was
fuck them.
so big. And the rest of the Sentinels, like I said, had
Damn,
to scatter.
that was nice,
We
right?
killed Ass Pass.
Having that position.
The
there,
harbor
they
wall is
were
annoying
ready to come
there.
in
They
and
won a round without Ass
most
Pass.
of the util that was
The
getting
first
thrown
kill is
in,
annoying
and
too, 'cause that can die through
really
smoke.
nice clear on
We're getting
yellow with the
robbed.
shock darts and the mollies.
Wait,
to
no
make
pun
it
intended, we're getting
We
impossible.
robbed.
still haven't led by more
Sentinels
than
to
one
play
the
inside.
entire day. 3 times we've led by one
These
round
teams are
this
getting
entire
just
day.
above
Yeah.
The smoke.
And he got an
Yeah.
upgrade on his gun just in time to shoot.
It happens a lot on Icebox and
All right,
B2.
here we
If you're
go,
snowman in the
8-8.
back, you can peek over the yellow railing. So many little trick shots you can hit.
What?
What?
A rare?
Opportunities, but Mazito is trying to do the same.
Oh my god.
And try to
What the
avenge
fuck
his
just
fallen
happened?
comrades, but unfortunately,
The revenge of
Sentinels
Texas
pulling
mom.
back and
She'd be like,
instantly
what is
rotating
that?
towards B.
So interesting that Sentinels call that make the play to all on Zelsa's shoulders. Now they go
Tex
for
is gonna
the
fight here
B
for
plan.
sure. He's gonna fight. He's gonna get
Gonna be a
aggressive.
little bit of util delay here, but it shouldn't
We just
be
have
anything
to-
they can't get through.
I don't know.
Oh, King just spotted one person towards yellow.
Uber delay here.
Yeah,
They're
they'll
taking
call
their
the rotate.
time though, waiting for gas
Yeah,
to
they
go
have
back
3
up.
here.
Exactly.
Everyone's here now.
Yeah.
Alarm bot's still there too. Right at the feet from Tex. Tinker throws snake bites long range. Once the alarm bot goes off. Unfortunately,
went
because
off?
of a knife.
Damn.
Can't really sound the alarm, so it allows your Sentinels to run
Nice.
around
Boom.
this weak site and drop the
Nice,
players
nice,
of
nice,
Leviathan.
nice. Their money is
Come
still
on.
good too. They can buy.
That orb going up in the
Yeah,
alarm bot too
be a
allowed him to sneak
2-round
by a
lead,
little bit.
please.
Did
Nice.
not activate as
We
Tens
haven't
was
had a
pushing forward
2-round
there.
lead this entire day.
Second
He
on
called
one
timeout. He's
off.
like,
No
no
pause.
2-round leads for you.
Oh, we have no pauses too.
They will have
So I guess this is
ultimates
not
in.
that. This is
Those
like
are
kinda nice, like, having to talk to him
incredibly
again.
powerful. The site,
Oh,
nice
true.
little crosshair movement there.
It's a
Cannot
3-6
By
plan.
Zelsa.
Cannot believe we have not led by 2 the entire day.
And
Yeah.
One.
They used the confidence
1-0.
in those takes, right? You have Pens
8-7.
pushing forward now. Like I said, there's a little bit more money in Sentinel's pocket, so they can make those plays.
Left
They can
pause,
push
they have
forward,
one
be
more.
aggressive, without having to worry that they're losing that weapon in hand.
Yeah.
Still going some low armor too around the board with enough money to buy each other here. So that'll be interesting.
I hope
once we
Icebox,
get back into the game on the
once it gets
scoreboard.
removed, because it will, I
25
feel,
seconds left in this
comes
left
back
time.
with some crazy
They still had a great
changes.
opportunity to
Like, I want to
drop
see just a
Zelsis at the
completely
beginning
different
of that
map.
deep push that they had, and
That's what I'm
Icebox
praying
just
for, chat.
took a little bit to try
Yeah,
to,
you can't miss that.
yeah. But when you've dropped 47 kills on a
Yeah,
focus
they
round,
do that
sometimes you
pretty
gotta
frequently,
need a little
actually.
bit from your teammates.
Yeah, not like crazy often,
Is
but
there
it
any more
happens.
scraping the
Still
bottom?
at
Like, wait
15
a
here on that
second,
second
is
map on the top
Yeah.
of the scoreboard here.
I
I don't.
Almost a
The
story. Yeah, he's
score
almost tied up with
is
Zekin currently
9-8.
now,
9-8.
who is
We're up 9-8.
actually Zekin at 16 rather, where he's actually popping off as this jet roll.
They just
on
changed
Icebox.
Icebox, yeah, but they didn't really address any of the
As
problems.
we'll come back from the timeout, it was called here by Leviathan.
That's the issue.
Comes out for Icebox.
All right, come on.
Jeez.
Get me a
I
2-round
didn't know we were
lead.
that happy about a knock by.
Yeah, I guess so. That is a heavy win condition, right?
Aspas
It
is
is
an
only
op.
a win condition. I feel.
And
if
Calm
Lev
has
can
a
keep
sheriff.
Sentinels
Oh,
out of the
Calm
sight,
dropped
you're
Aspas
trying
and
to
op, and he's
retake
playing with a
against
sheriff this
Sentinels with
round.
an operator where you're only getting simple angles, not simple angles, but quick angles, and then you got to get
So,
out. Sentinels is
that is
gonna
an
punish.
investment.
They're going to swarm you as soon as they figure out where you are. So it has to be a stop before they get the sight. Or Lev is going
scans.
to have problems.
And that's one thing that they're currently doing too, right? Guys, they're not really using that Dizzy to throw forward position. So this is a great opportunity for Aspas to play on the top of Jenny and watch that line. So Zelsis,
No!
there you go. First time to pull it out.
You just gotta walk down there.
news. Fake news.
Fake news!
Zekin!
Nice trade.
Answers back. The round will be won later on here as we have a
Dash top yellow.
situation. KO being
mayhem.
thrown out now by
Just
Tens.
mayhem.
We do have only
They're
the
going
Sheriff
through?
Calm in the back of the side. Fully flash pushing forward. Aspas does get
fuck.
the
Damn it, we
and
all
somehow gets
died
another one here.
instantly.
They flashed through and everyone died.
It was
Okay, so they didn't
I don't
stop
hate
at the
that play.
front door, they
I don't hate
just
that
before
play,
they got
but-
out the back door to the
There's a
backyard.
4v4
What was that?
Yeah,
Trying to get through the
new
wall.
scripts.
News grip.
They get
Four
absolutely
people.
shut down, and that just seems like what benefits Sentinels. Being able to pop flash through a wall, get in your opponent's face, and Leviathan just mow them down with a family photo on the
No
other side
user, I
of the
think we
wall.
missed it all.
Maybe the right script knew something that we did.
We missed all the
Yeah.
kills.
Oh, yeah.
Gets the kill rate
No,
here
we
in
saw
round
this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He gets two other ones.
And
Sorry,
then the
towards that
second, and
B
then,
side.
yeah.
We talked about Calm that only had that Sheriff on that B side. He
Then we
also
missed
got
all the
a
rest.
kill himself.
We got the first two. There's only one
Great
first
hold
one.
here by
Did
Leviathan.
Aspas get 3 more
But
that
again, it
round?
took a couple of rounds to finally
he
get
got
our first op here on
a
this
total
map.
of 2, I wanna
And
say.
you realize it now for Sentinels. This really might change their style of approach now on this map on the attack.
And they're starting to get the lurks going now. They're starting to get themselves on the map, pushed up mid. We were expecting this before.
Oh,
Nice shot.
Zelsis is ready.
come on, Zelsis.
Nice shot.
Oh, rinse and repeat for
Big.
Zelsis. Give him
What
two
a string.
more.
Big impact kills for Zelsis. Alarmbot's
Hey, there's no
close,
one on
but King
B.
will stay
Hey,
at
there's no
the
one on B.
outside of that radius to call that rotate over. But it's
Yes!
They
Zelsis!
made all that
Wow.
noise to pull back in.
Wow,
Face
Zelsis!
Aspas to get this kill.
That's how the
What
op
is
goes
that?
down in this?
Oh, look out, we're all feeding him. Okay.
Good damage, good damage.
Down, attacker spawn.
1v3.
They won't go anywhere to pick it up yet. They want to make sure here for Sentinels that get this round, you get the win, you get the lead.
Wait, what?
What is happening?
I
Whoa.
think the animation hit. I think it lagged.
Yeah.
I think it lagged the
Calls
AI.
out
They
here.
knew that he was
Crazy
dying
stuff.
and they
See,
put
Chad,
up
you thought we
the...
had
The script is leaking.
Well, that's not you.
It's leaking out the sides.
Oh, what a spoiler that was.
Round 20.
Round win. Wait, there's a guy alive.
Operator
Yeah.
gone now as we watch
Zelsis,
Zelsis
great
go
job.
to work again.
Popping off here. And then take it out Aspas. Boom.
Oh, I just
That was
imagine that
huge.
Peking
Yeah.
Man and Zelsis is like, have you heard about
Although
the
King
Zenbo?
almost like, got a 3
Look, they lined up nearly.
brutal.
You don't want it? You got it. Sentinels in the lead now, 10-9.
All right, we
We
have...
talked about these ults.
Wow,
Nice.
there's
Now
one
available
ult
for
here.
both teams. Aspas
He's
trying
getting
to
aggressive. He's
really
getting very aggressive.
change the pace of the round.
They broke
On
knife.
the other side of pipes.
Yeah, basically they
Here's
have
these
every
drops.
ult for this round. Because,
Dash now
Texas went off.
activated.
yeah, Texas
Pop
went off.
flash forces him to dash away. And that's a small win right now for
Nice.
Sentinels.
He
is-
Clear the
he is-
space to
wow,
engage
we're
the
going.
lockdown.
Hunter's Fury here. Do they decide? Do they just let it rip?
He's backing up for
Yeah,
it.
he's getting ready, but I don't think they have it now with everybody in position. They're just
This
going
is
for the
play,
retake.
right?
Deep dart. Aspas, okay to get tagged by this. Protection from the team. Oh,
Lots of ults
little
here.
cussing.
They're trying to fast swarm. We haven't gotten bombed down because they mollied it.
Let's
Oh
What? You're kidding me.
Okay, Rob, there's a massive jinx with the 1 round advantage. We can't get 2. Have we gotten 2?
No,
Now
we
at
haven't.
the
The whole day,
generator
we've not
against
been
a
hit by
full
2
man
the entire
squad
day.
of Leviathan.
Man,
We can't get ahead
that
by
just feels
2.
like a,
We just
yep,
literally
they
can't
did
get
what
ahead
we
by
thought they
2.
were gonna
You got
do.
3
So
kills with a soul
patiently
bolt.
played by Lev. Lev was actually all on
And by the way,
10
the
and
crazy got 2.
amazed to start this round.
Got another one.
With
You're like,
ultimates
oh
from
my goodness.
Zen
Aspas
in their
is styling
face.
there.
Just a
He's like,
great
let me
back
jump in
pedal.
here.
They used the Harbor ult, they used Sova ult, Chet
Foolish me for
Knives.
thinking it was going to be 100
They still
Fury
have
for
KJ
lockdown.
and Viper,
No,
I think. Or
3K
Yeah, I
off of
think-
that
yeah,
ult.
KJ Viper, yeah.
That
Still have
shut
KJ Viper.
Sentinels down
We
big time.
still have
It was
Gecko.
definitely the one at the front here.
No, we use
Aspas
Gecko
on
ult, I
top
think,
of
too.
screens.
Yeah, we use
Anyone
Gecko and
watching down,
KJ.
Making sure that, hey, you don't need to use your lockdown yet. Nobody's pushing it across.
Right.
3 people.
Save it for both.
Didn't even get to
Or get the
play.
3 kills that he just did towards Maze because of that reckoning also. That was thrown out by
When's the last time
Messina.
Sova ult killed 3? You don't see it often, but I will say Calm Sova ults are really good.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's done it before, and I think generally he has pretty high success.
Actually, they used
Three
KJ
and
didn't
eight.
get his ult.
It's a little bit of a skirt.
Yeah, he didn't
1
die,
and
okay,
1
so
in
anyway.
mid and B here. Sentinels, they're on the W train this time, pushing straight forward. Vandals in hand.
Little
They don't really have to deal with
Faster
too much
towards B.
rebuttal on the utility here. King with his ultimate and choose to put that down anywhere, but Lev is not in position. They're playing this one rather safe towards
interesting.
B and
We're
mid,
inserting John and we're leaving.
just giving Aspas the chance to play the info.
And we're
game
walking
again.
back to the man.
It's going to be a
of the
slow
hour.
run now for Sentinels. Winning connection is huge because that's going to pull rotates away.
Oh
which
my
allows
God.
John Cutie to
Oh my
potentially
God.
find the timing.
How did he
Already
bluff
towards yellow.
that? That's crazy. After the shots he's hit.
Find info himself.
He didn't,
Oh fuck, oh fuck.
he didn't get a lot of
Gets caught, but
damage
still
in
manages to
there.
flick back
What a
to get the
clear.
kill.
Like both 10s and side.
Yeah, actually, you're right, he did.
Tens now making a lot of noise towards the A side. Throws a knife.
This is a
Actually
strange
hits
round.
potentially
A,
two,
B,
but
A, B.
one made it back alive. That was King actually not hit by the knife, which allows here Sentinels to start
All right,
moving
there
They
we
forward.
go.
Viper ult today.
Yeah.
They have wingman delay.
Yeah.
This is going to stop wingman. They're going to have to scatter again.
Not bad.
Raleigh.
He didn't stop
Little
him.
bro lives.
Free
He
plan.
got it. Wingman
Now
was
that hit that was
undeterred.
actually
Maybe
gambled
for
towards that
post-plan,
A-side
they
from
have,
Tens' knife. They don't
one off
have that to
KJ,
use for the
let's
read. Towards the back. Flash will not do anything as it was thrown inside the to get the kill. Lockdown now available for the retake.
No!
Come on,
Tens
Tyson.
has to
No,
find a
can you molly
timing.
it?
Oh,
Tyson.
easy kill.
Can you shoot that guy?
Yeah, yeah, you
Lockdown
can.
destroyed.
The molly
And
now.
also fragment
The molly or
off.
no?
Seconds left.
Is the molly good? Is the molly good? Is the molly good?
One enemy.
The molly's
Tens
good!
gets picked off. And now King is
Wait.
alone, but now
3,
sticking on
2,
to
1.
it.
5.27!
Oh my god, oh my god, he saved them. He saved them. Oh my god.
These rounds
Oh my God.
are being put together with glue and gum.
That's
right
so
now,
perfect
as they
that the
are
guy's
just
butt was sticking out, by the
going
way.
one
yeah.
or
The guy's
other
butt
as
was.
At the back, they're not dropping one player though, as the damage got distributed.
Those stop loss.
Dude, I thought we
Having the
lost
strength to
actually.
Get through, get the
Stop
sight.
Because you said 3 seconds and I thought he had
Imagine
it.
if the Molly was activated earlier too. So many things in that round that could be
Did he
played,
start
but
when I said
Sentinels
three?
winning the
I think he was like,
title.
yeah, he's like starting. He started. So it could have gone either way. Yeah.
Wait, dude.
It's 3.5, I think, so yeah.
Because if
that
not,
what
the
it is?
lockdown
3.5.
The 18 in
It
frags.
could
There's
honestly
only
could
nine
happen.
back
It
out.
genuinely could happen, I guess.
Tens and Zelsis
Which is
coming
worrying.
online in these
I won like 5 times.
And we've been against.
watch towards Boiler. So yeah, the turret will still be up to watch Kitchen. They'll give a chance here for Leviathan to read any type of lurks towards middle.
Let's just only see their own
It might
team's
be a
POV, of
late
course.
Owl drone coming out from Calm to really clear out towards middle, and there you go. 114 on the clock. They'll see the turret. They'll see Zelsis. Really no changes coming out really from Sentinels because they've met that before. Have to keep
Okay, a
guessing
little
out
bit
for
of
Leviathan.
mid pressure.
Gambling 2 players now towards middle.
Kind of inserted Zekin towards
to
A.
walk out towards this B side.
And
And look, they're trying
we're
to
going
just
to
strengthen
apply
this
some B
mid party
pressure.
right now. For the side of
But
Leviathan, thinking there will absolutely be a fight or a trade.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to take some B
Getting
main.
enough time off the clock on that.
There we go.
This
Got daggers
goes right
in,
back to
flashes
default
in, yellow's
positions as they're
clear.
starting to hear Dizzy and util towards long B.
And now
Sentinels is looking
John
to work
is
the
going
whole
up
map, though.
to hopefully
Let's
break the
giving them
alarm bot.
nothing.
As they're making more noise, Zelsis is trying to walk up towards
That's
the
a
two.
push.
The
They're
op is
resetting back
in the hands of
to
Aspas.
Aspas.
Zelsis made
30
it through.
seconds left.
He's going to hear this turret now,
While
realizing that it
Zelsis
wasn't on
lurks.
boiler in the beginning.
No!
Yet
Same
Aspas
angle!
still lets
Go
a
on the
shot
close
on
wall!
Zelsis.
Walk on the
20
close
seconds left,
wall!
so Sentinels have to start engaging now towards this A site.
There's only 15
Zelsis
seconds
falling
left.
back
yeah.
at the same time too. Instead of going for alert play,
Thousand
Second is
blinds,
trying to create some
damn.
space. Gets picked off by King. 10 seconds left. Dinosaur out. Delays.
On 10.
He couldn't plan. He got Molly.
Blocked by 10s.
Cover.
And has no choice but to go for the stick, but they're closing in on him. He falls. Celsius gets picked by
Bro,
Aspas,
the
too.
angle keeps killing
Incredible
us.
round for
How?
Leviathan on the hold, and an expensive
Same
round for
angle.
Sentinels.
We just
Absolutely.
We can't
Sentinels
lead
can't
by
dislodge
2.
Lev. I mean, you
Can't
had
lead by
Aspas
2,
in
can't
here.
avoid the
They were
angle.
A the whole time. They had 3 mid. They weren't really worried about B. You still have Aspas with the operator coming in for the play here.
Isn't that
And
exactly
Sentinels
where
can
Zelsis died?
find
Yeah.
a way
Exactly
to
there.
make Lev worry about what's
It's like,
going
where do you
on.
think Aspas is?
They're still holding their spots. I think a really neat way Sentinels could start this off is if you have 10s towards B long. Sometimes with the
Zekin
turret
was so
in
careful
kitchen,
to
which
dodge
it's
that
not
angle to let
anymore,
Saucy
you can
peek
molly
it.
that through the ceiling.
I don't
Get
even
that
know if you
first bit
can.
of
I don't
utility
know.
out
John's
there,
one off.
and they'd be
Look
able to
out.
move the map
Whoa,
here. It's not
whoa,
even a
whoa!
choice. Is the op still
What's
ready? But they
happening
play
here?
close.
Oh, misses the shot
Come on.
hit by the
I didn't
Dizzy.
even hit him.
An off
Look at
draft
this.
in the air. It's a 2-for-1. As Tens is still looking to get res, and he'll get it. So back to a 4-on-4. They've lost Aspas. Calm pushing.
You're
forward.
kidding. You're kidding.
Watching it from the back of the site. I mean, there's 4 players of
No,
Leviathan
no.
holding
We're
from the right side
broke 2
generator.
spots.
How did
It was a
Calm
combo
kill
line
every
pretty much from the
person?
defense, and it's free pickings there
Damn,
against
miss.
Sentinel's attempt to move in.
That's three.
It's up to John Cutie. I mean, he's
get
won
3?
a 4K before.
John Red.
Yeah, nice shots coming out here from Kong.
Let's get off the box.
That's 12.
Man, they
At the
fought
same
it
time as
so
we come out here, it looks
hard.
like John Cutie got picked
fought
off.
it so
Match point
hard.
for Leviathan. No weapon saved.
We haven't trailed. since
Not the
Crystal.
buy you want on match point.
Ah!
Coming to this game point, Sentinels has only
crazy
lost
match.
3 series this year. Loud, G2, and Gen G. Another one on the
G2,
horizon
come on,
from
let's
Leviathan now. Here in
G2.
stage 1.
That should just, like,
Pressure
why would
towards
you
A
say
just
that?
has
We
not
won a
been
map
working,
in
and for
battery, and
Leviathan
then the
make the
rest of the
choice
match
to
didn't
put
matter.
down
It
many
was an
members in A
exhibition.
after it
Yeah.
has been a back and
Yeah.
forth from site
We
to site.
lost
A bit
2
of
It was
matches.
it was the biggest meme match I
But they
watched in
find
a
none of
minute.
that. The correct call there
We
for
lost 2
round
matches.
23.
Loud
Round 24, possibly
and
led
Genji.
Kong got Sova ult, I'm
rotating
scared.
to meet Sentinels now towards B,
I'm
and it
sorry.
looks
I'm
like they are
incredibly
there for the
scared.
death ball.
They have to move quick
Oh my god, it's coming, it's coming.
Second got the first kill.
Fuck.
Then live again. Not calm again with the
Tagged another
solo.
guy. So fucked. Bomb's not planted.
How's
he gonna plant that?
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, it's over.
King is trying to move
3v3.
forward. 3 players left alive on both sides.
They've disrupted it.
There's a minute left.
Everything has to be reset now. High tide, slowing down the pace. 50 seconds left on the clock. Calm is still watching on that rotate, so they are weaker on the B site. Orb then comes up to delay even more. Being placed down by King. Just waiting here on the attack side for that fuel to come back up, and it will. The walk across the orb. There's that first pick from King. Orb now coming down. Surprise kill onto Zelsis.
What the hell, man?
Leviathan.
Oh, they played it good there too. Though. That's close.
And
Yeah.
defeat Sentinels.
Damn it.
A breath.
No
sigh of relief
way.
from Lev, a cheer from the
No way.
Two left fans on camera.
and an amazing outcome.
Oh, what a
that no one
crazy
expected.
It was a crazy
Leviathan
match. It was
coming
really a
to
crazy
play
match.
today.
Damn.
From
Oh no, they're so
Lotus
sad. I feel bad for them.
19 to 7 to being able to take down
Damn.
Sen in regulation
Damn.
13-11 here.
That was a
And the
crazy- that was an
Aspas
insane
second
match,
battle
but-
delivered.
oh my
Sitting
god,
at
come on, it
21
sucks.
frags in the end. But Aspas with
That was so exhausting too.
seconds 5.
So exhausting.
And the team just outright playing so well today.
You can definitely see a lot of those were actually on defensive
Which
side
round?
too. And watch there
I don't even know which
against
round to look
Sentinels.
at. There's so
When
many.
Aspas had that off out on the A side, the Hunter's Fury that continued to be perfect here
Damn.
from Calm. The utility was great from map 1 to map 2 for Leviathan, as you could definitely have those questions answered. How will they look here in week number 2? Will they look like that all-star team that we know?
I don't blame myself because I've won many times here.
A quick turnaround, 180, and this performance of this team in front of you right here.
No, I've won a lot of
scary
games.
Leviathan today. If we take stock of what happened from Sentinel side and really think about these maps,
I don't know if they're gonna come out to dinner now. I feel like they're sad, but I hope they do. I hope they do.
Scrappy, 3Ks,
But they're sad. That was so hard fought. That was so hard fought. 9 match points, map 1. Map 2, just they're down, they bring it back. And yeah, just head to head the whole time.
Leviathan was pushed, pressured. Sentinel started to come back into form, but it seemed like once Lev got the op, they were able to slow everything down, and that's exactly what Sentinels did not want.
Yeah. Sentinels on their end too. I mean, you heard what Capital was saying.
Dude, honestly, Leviathan played so good though.
They started off a little bit slow,
They did
but
play so
also
good.
that, you know,
And I think we played really well too.
Lotus,
It was just a good game.
These retake plays weren't really working for them in the end, right? Trying to fight back against
Yeah,
those
that's part of it
walls coming
too.
up. They definitely, I mean, it's hard. The question was, how can you stay on the top here now that you're actually at the top for
Everybody's gunning.
Everybody's gunning for you for sure.
Plus 28,
Definitely a tough
29.
one.
It's crazy stuff, and looking at how Sentinels can now repair from this, I don't think anybody should be worried. Again, this is their 4th loss of the year. That's not too bad.
It's still Leviathan.
They just lost.
They get to work off of this. They get to see that, yeah, okay, maybe we got a little
Leviathan
complacent in
are
some
like
spots
such
and they
a-
didn't go as we thought.
By the way,
How did the
everyone
Leviathan
early
do
in the year
it
was
and then
putting
come back
Leviathan
stronger,
as
right? That's what
duo
losing
for
gives
you.
you.
I mean, it'll
And then they had
also
a horrible
and exactly. If anything like that too, you can't not mention Aspas' performance on these 2 maps, right?
Definitely not trash.
Maxing out
That's for sure.
international
Even with the
frags here,
Cloud9 loss,
absolutely
I
taking
was
the
gonna
spotlight
put it
for a
more
moment
so like
and
inconsistent.
sometimes doing the own facilitating for himself,
Well, that
but
is
absolutely the
prominent
team
right
behind him.
there.
King with the calls.
Completely
Their
on
mid-rounding on Lotus was disgusting.
Yes,
And
The problem is,
times they
he's
actually had
dependable.
Sentinels out of position while Sentinels still wanting to play retake.
They can
Retake
depend on
out
him.
of position.
What did
We
he
have
end up?
not
What was
really
his
seen that
KD
yet.
today?
Well, a big victory
See,
there
look.
for Leviathan against Sentinels. So let's now send it to the floor where Geek Heavy is down at the stage for the
interview.
Horizon post-match interview.
68 plus
Let's give it
34.
up for Leviathan one more time. Joining right now, we have Mizzino.
I mean, come on.
This was
Plus
a
34.
phenomenal
You don't win a lot of
win.
matches
It's been a while since Leviathan has won, and what a win against Masters
Why are they
Madrid
interviewing
champions.
Mizzino?
How do you feel?
His name should be asking.
Really good, obviously.
Okay.
It was a really hard
Poor
fight.
Mizzino got
We
astray.
did our best and we win. And we know now that from now on,
Go
we're
back
going
to
to
the
just win.
stats.
I like that attitude. That is quite the attitude to have now.
How can he have attitude? He didn't kill anybody.
I mean, like, you know, coming into
He's
to
zero.
things, we saw you
Nah,
on
he's
against
not great.
C9.
That's funny. Mizzino's catching strays. That's fine. That's fine.
This
Zero
It's
KD.
fine.
performance for you and
I
the
agree.
team.
They should have done ass pass, but it's okay.
It was just like a mentality thing, principle, because
That's
we're
hysterical.
like lacking confidence a little on our game, and now we just play our game and it shows the difference.
I am
That's
unhinged.
right now.
That was the
Last
most
question.
ridiculous
Next
match to lose.
is up against NRG. Last time y'all went up against them was last year. You and King were there. What are the confidence levels? What are the vibes?
Of course, after this win, the whole confidence levels are high, and we're gonna keep doing our best, and we're gonna win against them.
All right. Well, you want to hear it. That's what you want to hear, everybody. Give it up for Leviathan
GG,
one more
though.
time. We're gonna take things over to the post show right after this.
What can we say? It was a good match. They played well. We played well too. It just started slow. We started slow. It was that. We also got eco'd. We got eco'd. We started slow.
What was going to happen? You had to believe us. You had to believe us. Jokes aside, though, we're joined by my main
forgot
man,
we
the
got
one,
eco'd on
the
this
one and
Yeah.
only Calm. First things first. That was an awesome
weren't a lot of-
Fury. How did it feel to get one of those off again?
That was crazy. That has to be a world record. I did 560 damage with my ult there.
What do you mean?
Always had guns because it was going back and forth, back and forth.
Everyone was saving guns too. Yeah.
So there was almost no
I don't
rounds.
remember
Yeah,
if I said it.
it's
I
true, a
don't
lot
know
of gun
if I-
runs.
When was the last time we saw someone get 3 kills?
Yeah.
With
that one ult. That's just insane.
That was going off about his.
Yeah, pretty sure probably was him. Pretty sure it was him. All right, well,
that was pretty. That was
before
huge.
we
Was
start,
that an
I
11
want to
11
hit
when
some
he did that?
stuff.
That was their half buy. Wait, no, wasn't there half buy? No, that was
Here you go.
It wasn't 11-11.
I would play, but I'm
three people with this.
Was it 11-11?
Oh, and also, okay, there we go. But I'm going to participate.
2 thumbs ups.
Yeah, I get 2 thumbs up. I know, right? Imagine.
Yeah, what was the score on the solo?
Do
You guys remember?
Agree or disagree with the, the things there. We're supposed to have a graphic or not. Doesn't matter. In any case, there it is. Ah, boom. Look at that. Production. Nailed it. Timing, immaculate. All right, so as I said before, I'm going to read a statement, and everyone is going to need to weigh in with that thumbs up, thumbs down. And what's going to be fun is this is about the matches tomorrow.
We couldn't get the
So we get to have some fun. You get to chill and speculate. Be a little speculate Stanley. That's great. All right, first question. MIBR will beat Crew tomorrow. Agree or disagree?
MIBR will beat Crew.
I'm gonna go. Either way I go, this is just screwed.
Oh.
I'll go with the
Don't think so.
because I think it might be.
Wait, oh yeah, there's a match. Yeah, there's a match tomorrow.
version of
So it's
MIBR.
plays tomorrow. Let's take a look.
All right, I like that. What did you say, Sean?
Oh man, I'm gonna go with agree too. I think that they've had a lot of time to prepare.
Yeah.
They've been able to watch all the teams play.
Yeah.
And they should feel prepared.
Okay. All right, you're saying agree as well?
I mean, I almost like tore my rotator cuff snapping this thing up as soon as the question was asked.
That's true. I did see it.
I firmly believe in what MIBR are doing. I think they're
Crew MIBR,
underrated.
NRG Furia.
I think the coaching staff
Oh,
that they have
NRG
together,
Furia.
the pieces they put together,
Furia
are gonna
hasn't
be
won a match
way,
in a
way
long
better than
time
people
either.
realize. And I know Kesnit's
Yeah, that's not. I think these are
I'm a big believer of MIBR.
Oh, okay.
going to be one-sided.
Agree.
Cloud9
Yeah,
EG
sure, why
Monday
not?
will be-
Okay, let's see another one.
Cloud9
We
EG
have
Monday, yeah.
NRG is
It's
the
like-
scariest team in
Cloud9
stage
coming off the
one.
win, EG coming off the
Agree
loss.
or disagree? That's actually a thonker. That's a thonker right there. You got to use the brain.
Those are my old teammates, man.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
rough.
those guys.
Yeah, you got to say speak bad about them. Or speak good about them.
I'll speak good about them. We
What
play
a
them
guy.
next week. They're the best team in the league right now. So
Look at that.
Of
You just don't
course
want to
they're
give
the
them ammo.
scariest team they ever played.
Yes, I respect that. Shazam?
I might go with disagree.
Ooh.
They look really solid, but I think it's too early to say they're the scariest team.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna call it on
lost
this.
here,
No.
but I still think they're like one of the biggest
Chat.
threats, and so it's just too early to
What
say
do you guys
that.
think?
Yeah. What about you, Doug?
I guess we can watch the rest of this.
I'm going to agree because of what they can be.
Oh, okay.
I think Ethan figures out IGLing. Demon One does his thing.
Okay,
You've got
Joel.
Crashy's
I see you,
Marv is
man.
rolling back the
I see what
years.
you're trying
He's
to
playing
do.
far more aggressive, much like we saw in last week compared to how he had played like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think
This is saying you lost
that's
both
the
times,
energy
right?
that is scary.
Both times I was in
think
LA, but
that
that's not even
the
true.
energy
That's not
that you
true.
saw,
We
you know,
beat
maybe
100
one-
Thieves with you sitting
or,
on
sorry,
this couch.
kickoff? Yeah,
In the
maybe.
match
Yeah.
that
But
was,
I think
if
they
we
can
lose
be
that match
the scariest,
to
and
100
because of that,
we don't
Thumbs
win
up, baby.
kickoff. We don't go to Madrid.
That
was
just
an
kind of brings it to
elimination
today's
match
game. Were you a
against
little
100
worried about,
Yeah, that was a
especially
big one.
Sentinels having a hot run? Were you
That was
It's crazy how often we play 100 Thieves, though. So ridiculous.
The biggest win was the 100 Thieves win that day on that one day.
But also,
When you were
I know
here
what
in
it feels
LA.
like to be at the top. So when you
First of all, we
play
won the Sen
in a certain
Invitational
way
with
to
you in
beat these
LA.
type of teams,
No, we've got a lot of wins. I'm not
It just
even.
feels great.
I'm not
And
even
obviously,
stressed
like,
over
credit
it.
to them.
They're
They
just trying to
played
point
an
the
insane
finger at
game.
someone. I'm the
So,
easy,
like, how many overtimes
easy
the first map?
cop out.
Point the
But
finger at
yeah,
us,
I mean,
man.
I
He
have
went
nothing,
up.
Yeah.
nothing but respect for all those guys.
Yeah, for sure.
So you just
I
killed
want to pick your
everyone.
brain.
Am I playing
because
ranked?
last
No.
weekend,
The plan is
you
that
put
we
out
have
a
a dinner
tweet
with the
about
team
your
tonight.
individual play and
And I
how
was
it
trying
felt
to
like it was
take him
back
out
to
to
the
celebrate
beginning of the
Madrid's
EG
win.
days, and those were dark
But
days,
I mean,
right? Those were rough days.
obviously,
Two things. Number one,
we're still gonna go, but hopefully the guys show up.
All else fails, we're just
from
gonna be
last
drinking
weekend going
tonight.
into this
Yeah,
weekend,
we're still
was
gonna go, so hopefully the guys
preparation
show up.
different, and then additionally, was your play
And maybe
style
we can make them
different? Did you
feel a little
approach the
better
game in a different
because
way?
they did put on a hell of a show.
I
To
would
be
say
fair,
a little bit. Like
a lot of mental
I definitely
resilience.
way harder this
Yeah.
week than I
Yeah.
ever have.
It was
just
a good
what
match.
happened in
Hard
EG
fought.
last year. And I think it's also like whenever I go on that server, like I just want to make sure all my even if I'm dropping like -20, I don't care. You know, I'm always gonna make sure my teammates feel the energy that I give. Kind of be like the hype man of everyone, and I've taken on a new role of being like kind of like the secondary
definitely
man
not.
in the
I
team.
don't think
so
so,
it's like
Sophie.
I'm just making sure everyone has the energy to win out the rounds. And I mean, I have insane aimers. What can I say?
Yeah, I mean, well, Aspas.
Yeah, Aspas.
Sen fans want to win every match. That's fine.
Let's do one more. We got one more
lost.
here. This is going to be a fun one. 3 NA teams will be representing Americas in Shanghai. Agree or
How are you asking
disagree?
that?
What? How can you agree?
I mean,
How could he agree?
All 3 NA
it would
teams.
be the
All 3 NA
should be
teams.
what language are the walkout stuff?
And
Yeah, why would he agree?
Walkouts are done in Spanish, then
also
what am I
doesn't
supposed to
make
do
any
here?
sense. Who's the other one?
Like, could be like Cloud9, 100 Thieves. Like, they're saying like not the South American teams.
I'll
Yeah.
go disagree.
Oh, you're saying realistically, like who could it be? Is what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I'm saying, no, but I'm saying versus Loud and
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Leviathan.
disagree too.
because he's here. I may
Because
respect
we'll
that.
just what we saw from the kickoff.
To be fair, though, Loud
Yeah.
is in that conversation
Yeah, I was
as
gonna say
well.
Loud as well.
You know, so that's a toughie. That's a toughie.
We've got a strong region overall around here. So.
We really do. We really do. Doug,
Yeah,
Douglas.
I think I got to disagree as well, only because I don't. What third team would go?
There you go.
Right? Like, there's a real good chance NRG goes. There's a real good chance Sentinels goes. What other NA team would go?
Over Lev and Loud.
Okay. All right. I like it. I like the question.
So like I said,
there.
EG
Okay,
in the
we'll
kickoff
see, we'll
only
see.
played
Well, you know
like
what,
2
guys?
matches.
Good
So you
news
didn't
is
get
we
to learn a
passed
lot
the
about
game.
them.
You win.
Yeah.
They beat
win.
G2,
Yeah,
they lost
you
to Loud,
won.
now they lost
I got
to
to
G2. Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good on that.
What you won was to take a look at the standings. There you go. Congratulations. You got-
Leviathan's in first place.
Oh, yeah, you owe me a Coke. All right. So here we go. The standings
Leviathan
as they
is
are
actually in
right
first
now.
place.
The Omega
They didn't-
Group
they didn't
with
account
those
for
2
it?
wins
Yeah, because
stand tall
Leviathan
above the victorious
lost
MIBR.
2-1 and
Omega Group
1-2-0.
fans
100
rejoice.
Thieves.
Today was
lost
Omega on the
2-0
board,
and
baby.
1-2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I actually kind of
Leviathan's
like
3
this
2
thing
map
of
record.
like Omega Group versus Alpha Group. At first I was like,
Leviathan
it's
has
kind
a
of weird.
3-2
And
map
now, the
record.
more I'm
100
seeing it, the
Thieves
more I'm
has
like
a 2-2
rooting on the
map
Omega
record.
Group there. How'd it feel for you to be able to pick up
Yeah,
that win today? Because
think you're
that
right.
was a big game, man.
It was a much needed one. I think after the C9 week, we're like, guys, we got to kick it in gear right now. We got to show why we're a world championship caliber team.
Yeah.
And I think today we showed it.
Yeah, and something I did
MIBR
want to
is
ask was
playing
about
tomorrow.
that week.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
what
that
happened.
the time from
They
that
had the
week
bye
till
the
now.
first week.
It did feel like
There's a
team that came
bye
in
for
with a
each of the
renewed
teams in
purpose.
the other bracket.
Did you guys have a
Because there's
serious
6 teams in that
conversation, or was
bracket,
any of
5
that
in
happening, or
ours.
was it more just like get back to the server, get to work?
Yeah, there was a lot of like tough conversations that we had to have with each other, just be real honest and blunt about things.
You feel that
And-
was helpful?
Yeah, and everyone just like voiced their concerns or however they feel. And then we just all got on the same page. I think before last week, we didn't really fully feel on the same page, but I feel like this week, I mean, you see it in the server, it kind of feels like we're putting it together now.
Yeah, definitely does. Definitely does.
I want to take you back to that quintuple or sextuple overtimes, however many that was. You guys were on that point for a little while. You had a chance to put them away. You felt like you just
For an
kept
hour.
slipping away. I think
You were on that point for an hour.
honestly, given the Leviathan that we saw today relative to the one that we saw last week or during kickoff, I think old Leviathan loses that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
This read with this renewed purpose, is much more confident, much more like dialed in and committed to what you guys are going to do. Obviously was able to emerge victorious. What would you say? Obviously, preparation is one thing, but what was the biggest difference between last week's Leviathan and this one?
Just confidence, man. Like,
Yeah, why couldn't they throw
we
the
have
rounds in
fast
overtime
kings,
against us like they did
Tex.
Cloud9?
Yeah, this is a different team actually.
Yeah.
No, like you said, this
we all
is the
have
team
insane
we
aimers.
played
We
in
have
the
very good
kickoff
comms for
tournament.
a mixed roster. And
Back in form.
we just have to show it. I mean, don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt your teammates. Just keep going.
Test for that. The
Do you
question
think
for
you
them
can,
is
like, kind of
consistency. Let's
reinvent
see
yourself
like
as
how
a
they
player,
look next
too?
time we
I
see
know,
them.
like obviously comp flanks are always gonna be like a famous thing.
Yeah.
But I noticed you like with the group a lot more.
Yeah.
And I don't even think I could pick out a round where you were like kind of wrapping around late round.
Yeah.
And it was it was different.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna run
I think this
ads
game
right now,
always
chat.
tests you. I mean,
Because we're
I
getting
think
close to
these
the stream
last,
outro.
2 months have kind of tested me to like reinvent how I play and kind of, just find my new groove. I think it's slowly getting there. I don't think it's all the way there. I mean, it took a while last year for me, and I mean, it's happening.
The match
same
done?
this year.
Yes, the match is
But
done.
I think
Benito.
we're growing. I'm growing.
Benito.
And it's just nice. I like feeling the improvement.
I just wanted to hear their
Proof is
closing
in the
out
win
thoughts.
column there, baby. You beat the Madrid champions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
Everyone's gunning for
Congratulations on
Sen.
that. That's wild
Everyone
stuff.
is gunning for
Let's,
Sen.
of course, take a look at the schedule and where we are as we get ready for some more matches.
Also, chat, if you don't know, well, we
Crew
obviously have
versus
matches
MIBR,
tomorrow and the next day,
NRG
but
versus
next week is
Studia.
Super Week. Matches
I'm
from
stoked
Wednesday
about
to
that
Saturday.
Crew MIBR
Saturday to
game,
Wednesday.
but
Saturday
I
to
gotta
Wednesday.
tell you, boys, I'm pumped to see Demon
Wednesday
One
to
take the
Saturday.
server. I wanna
Saturday to
see
Wednesday.
what this guy is going to be cooking up here. It's going to be quite exciting. But that being said, though, folks, I mean, there you see the matches. Make sure you're there bright and early for those games. Well, it's going to be in the afternoon, Doug, right? It'll be like 2 p.m.
Well, it's like bright and early for gamers, right?
Yeah, actually.
For degenerate hours,
True.
that's
Very
pretty
true.
bright.
Had to wake up at like 9
What's my
a.m.
schedule again?
So,
I'll be live tomorrow
why
still.
am I here?
Tomorrow I'm
You
flying flying back home, but I'm gonna be back home and streaming.
Well, guys, thank you so much. I want to thank you all for
If
your
everything
time.
goes as planned, the watch party. But I think we should be
Always
okay.
a pleasure to talk to you, as you know. But good to see you guys pick up that dub on the stage.
Thank you, thank you.
That was awesome. And of course, can we just give a massive round of applause to Shazam? First day working analyst.
Let's go, Shaz. It's not easy to go on the desk.
We got the ham horn.
Take some cojones.
They were ready.
It's the best day ever. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, same time, same place, right here. We'll catch you then, folks. Much love.
Buy the left bundle.
Buy the left bundle.
All right, I forgot Aspas broke the kill record by 5, although it is.
He broke the kill. Oh yeah, it was 42, right?
Yeah, but it was 10.
See the stats here. Nice stats. Yeah, dude, he had a monster game. He had a monster game. What can you do? What can you do? And even then, it was still so close, by the way. The fact that he played that well, and it was so close still, is like crazy.
By 2. Good for the round difference calculation.
True. True. Okay, chat. I think it is about that time. We'll say our goodbyes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the watch party. Sucks we couldn't take home the win today, but I'm still very confident in the team, and think that, yeah, they just can't be too hard on themselves. So we go from here, but I will say my goodbyes. Thank you, Rob, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Watching. And I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow for the watch party. That's about it. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Good night.
Before this shit kills us all.
Okay, Pringle makes one last plead at the rat. The rat is now very convinced. 6 or above and he joins. Run! 11. The rat says, yeah, okay, and jumps into your hat. Pringle runs away and gets the fuck out of there. Egg the bear also tries to run away from the fire. I wish I hit good harder. Egg starts trying to run as the fire is spreading. 11 or above and you make it out.
Yes, you are my new sous chef, Radagooby.
Egg runs out.
He'll run too.
Doug tries to run as well. 11 or above. 16! Doug manages to escape, and you hear in the background, very, very faintly, as the 3 party members run off with a new party member, I guess, because of the rat. Does anybody have more cocaine?
Fuck you, Goob.
And the party has successfully survived the horrors of the cheese forest.
Oh no! My half-grown weed!
Oh yeah, I guess it'll burn.
I miss Goob.
How do you miss him? Next, our heroic, noble adventurers move on east towards the otter pirates, or up to the volcano geese nest.
Hey gang, I hear volcanic geese taste delicious. We should try and cook them.
Interesting.
Bears eat otters, probably.
That volcano would be sweet to blaze some weed in.
Okay, looks like we're heading to the volcano geese nest due to the potential for marijuana and cooking. I will say, let's roll a nat 20 to see if Goob somehow escaped. If it's 20, then somehow he lived. Okay. Sorry, Goob. And the party headed north to the volcano geese nest.
Well, our Twitch chatters managed to burn a woman to death, hurt a bear, introduce coke to a child, burned an innocent, and now burned a child and rat to death. What a good party.
Burned 2 women to death. Okay, we have a volcano scene. What should happen in it? The geese are committing a human sacrifice. That's so aggressive. Okay, volcano is filled with
incredibly
hot salsa. The geese are trying to eat a family of coke gremlins with so is everybody on coke in Fantasy Canada?
Canadian geese sacrificing Canadians.
Fantasy Canadians. There's a cook-off. I'm worried if we do a cook-off between the geese, you guys are just gonna set everybody on fire and leave.
Geese are trying to sacrifice humans for a salsa dinner.
Okay, geese are sacrificing goblins to add flavor.
Hi, geese feeding their munchies on the hot salsa.
Not everybody needs to be high. You can get them high. Geese in the middle of a drug deal. I just feel like it's just been drugs and mafia.
Geese are having 5th grade graduation ceremony at the volcano.
Are all the goblins in 5th and 6th grade? All right, looks like the geese are going to be sacrificing goblins into the volcano salsa to add flavor. That's good because I already have the goblins drawn.
I think it should be a Canadian goose dog.
This could be a goose. A Canadian goose, probably. Guys, this bird fucking sucks. I hate this guy. The party, after traveling for days, approaches the gigantic volcano. And as they emerge at the top of the rim and look down into the crater, they're horrified or delighted to see a bunch of goblins drowning in what appears to be a gigantic pool of salsa. Ah! Meanwhile, 3 more goblins are being pushed off the edge of like a diving board thing by 3 gigantic Canadian geese. And this geese is maybe high also. Immediately, the rat jumps into your hat and says, I'm scared, protect me, Pringle.
I'll keep you safe, little buddy.
Team, what do you want to do?
I tell the goose Babaziwa.
Okay, you go up to the edge of the crater. Bellow out with your loudest bear voice. Babaziwa! And unless you get a nat 20, nothing happens. That doesn't mean anything, but the geese go like honk, honk, honk at you in return. Honk, honk, honk.
Geese get ready to get cooked.
The geese continue to move forward, pushing another goblin off into the salsa.
Are the goblins dying or just marinating?
I guess you could ask them. Oh, okay, all right. According to Twitch chat, they're marinating to death.
D.
And you hear one of the goblins go like, ah! Oh, this is pretty good. Ah!
D.
And then you hear one of the geese honk out, honk, honk! You guys want to stay for dinner? We're making goblin salsa! Fuck these guys! D.
Goblin salsa sounds delicious, actually.
Okay, Pringle's interested. The geese yell, the flavor's immaculate! Flavor's incredible! You gotta try it!
Do the geese appear to be in the 6th grade?
Doug yells out across the crater, hey, are these goblins in 6th grade? They shout back, yeah, we grabbed them at the 5th grade graduation! Just barely 6th grade!
Pour cocaine into the salsa. Let the goblins take it from there.
I do that.
Egg the bear runs to the side and throws a bunch of cocaine out on the goblin, who starts sniffing it.
Honestly, throw the goblins all in. I'll add some random vegetation I found into the mix.
Pringle moves up to the side and tosses some fresh herbs and spices into the salsa. And you hear from across the crater, hey, is that rosemary? That looks delicious.
I just want to get that goblin crisp like they're cooking in a wok. Fire punching a goblin.
Meanwhile, Doug runs over and says, delicious. Grabs a handful of the fiery hot salsa and then uses his signature technique, beat up 6th graders to start punching this goblin who's near the side. So Doug punches him farther and farther and farther and farther and farther down in there until you can only see his little ears poking out of the top. This is looking delicious.
I shout back, yeah.
Punching 6th graders is a great workout.
Okay. Pringle yells back, yeah, it's rosemary and a little bit of cheese dill. And you hear the geese kind of shout back across, oh, wow, that sounds delicious. Well, thank you. We're so glad we ran into you. And as they say that, they start shoving the goblins forward again. Another one gets pushed out into the salsa.
Yummy.
Oh, wow, is that from the cheese forest? That looks delicious. You guys are fantastic cooks. Everybody's just Okay, Egg, meanwhile, does his classic move. And the geese, you hear them shout out, just a few more minutes and the goblins will be ready. Then dinner's served. This one moves over here and is just starting to like lick its beak lips.
I have been informed of a time staff by chat. Can I grab that if it's a thing?
Now, this is supposed to be improv. So back here, there is a gnarled staff.
I want to be a bear again and use polio.
I will grab the staff and use it to help mix the goblins in the salsa.
You realize that this is actually a pepper grinder.
Free pepper. Oh, this is perfect.
Ham.
I tell the goobs to play Marcio Polio. Winner lives.
Egg, could you describe what happens when you use Marco Polio? What does that mean?
Yes!
Egg uses his power polio and says to the goblins, we're playing Marco Polio. First one to reply gets polio, I guess. This one's busy doing cocaine, but this one just fell in. He's like, oh my God, what's happening? Wait, what do you mean Marco Polio? And Egg says, congratulations, you win! And casts polio onto the goblin, who is immediately paralyzed and falls over into the salsa. Meanwhile, the geese say, dinner's almost ready, and push the final goblin into the salsa.
Marcio Polio was my favorite game as a child.
Nice one, Egg.
And you watch as the remaining goblins slip deliciously into the salsa.
Just like Mom used to make back in Missouri.
These were supposed to be evil. I made them look aggressive, and you just teamed up with them to cook a bunch of goblins, who at no point have been described as evil.
Listen, geese are friends, not food.
As the remaining goblins slide deliciously and crisply into the salsa, the geese fly over and say, it's been so long since we've had friends over for our famous goblin salsa. Let's dig in.
After dinner, I ask if the geese can give us a ride to our next location. My legs are pretty tired.
Wait, hold on. That's
nom,
a good
nom,
point.
Nom, eat, eat, eat.
This is like Lord of the Rings, when everybody was like, why didn't the eagles just fly them to the end?
Wait, you have a very good point.
I mean, I wouldn't want to go the whole way. They're going to be full of salsa.
But this has been going on for a while. We can skip the spelling bee. Or do you just want to be dropped off at the spelling bee?
They've already done so much for us.
I'm like trying to railroad you guys to speed up the campaign, and you're explicitly not using
if they
the
can
hook
just take us to the spelling bee.
You're stuck in this with us, Doug.
I literally...
There's no getting out of this early, Doug.
Whatever. All right, you guys asked the geese to fly you to the next location.
Have them take us to the otters.
I want to spell.
And they say, oh, yeah, of course. You guys enjoy a delicious plate of salsa together. It's even got that little bit of that cocaine flavor in it. And then you head out together, flying over to the spelling bee. Congratulations, you have defeated the volcano geese nest, and you are flown directly into the schoolhouse spelling bee contest. I just realized we've already established that all the school children in this Canada are goblins, so there's gonna be more goblins.
Do 6th graders catch polio easily?
Don't ask that question in any context ever. Okay, so it's a classroom full of goblin kids.
Can I smuggle in some alphabet soup to help me spell?
Sure. What is going on in the spelling bee? They are spelling. It's a cult that has a spelling bee for new members. Okay, I like the vibe of that. I'm just making it unnecessarily intense. A giant bee is making
The teacher is a bee.
Okay, sure.
Evil spelling bee D.
I didn't write giant evil bee. I just wrote bee. Better burn it to death just to be safe. Goblins are spelling the word bee for no reason.
The goblins are on fire?
Also, the goblins are on fire. If you vote for that, we can add it to whatever else. So I don't think that the goblins being on fire got enough votes to justify them being on fire. So the result is that a giant bee is making them spell. Is the bee like good?
Evil bee.
Evil.
Okay, I'm gonna make it really fucking terrifying then. I think I speak for everyone when I say, ah.
Ah!
Remember, kids, if you win the spelling contest, you get to take a field trip to Salsa Mountain.
How does this start?
Break down the door.
Okay, it was a pleasant day at the Fantasy Canada Spelling Bee. Just as the bee and the children are about to start, boom! The party bursts into the front door, screaming,
Rah!
I do cocaine.
I do cocaine! Rah!
I smell weed in here.
And the evil bee turns to you and says, we're just in time for the spelling bee! Come on, have a seat! Join us! What do?
Challenge accepted.
I turn into a chair.
Doug walks up and says, yeah, right, I accept. And conveniently, Egg turns into a chair for him. And Doug sits on top of Egg. And the bee says, okay, great, happy to have you here. All right, class, the first word of the spelling bee is...
Genocide.
Okay, class, go ahead.
H.
This goblin yells out, G. And the bee says, oh, very good. This goblin says, it's an E. And the queen bee says, oh, very good. And then Egg the chair shouts out, H. You see the bee's eyes turn a different color. And you see the bee turn its eyes towards you.
Oh no, he's high.
And say, that's not how you spell genocide. And the bee swings in for a sting, flying at Doug at full force. 12 or above, and she hits.
Aw, shucks.
5! Doug manages to dodge out of the way by sitting stationary on the chair, and the bee shoots past and stabs this goblin with her stinger.
I jump off the chair.
Doug jumps off the chair. This goblin is impaled by the bee accidentally and falls in a pool of blood. The bee is flying around for another attack.
Change back into a bear.
Okay, Egg changes back to a bear. Poof! He's back.
Why are the irises not red? Why is it the other part of the ID?
I don't know, says the bee.
The troops are counting your shield.
Okay, Doug bravely jumps behind the bear as a shield.
So scary.
Pringles is scared too. Jumps behind Egg the bear.
I offer cocaine to the bee.
And the bear says, "Would you like cocaine?" And the bee looks down at you.
Stream forth the gleam of old blades.
Bear, please don't fart.
And the bee says,
"Only if you can spell cocaine right now."
And she looks at you expectantly.
C.
Yes, that's correct.
C?
Yes, that's the first letter.
Oh.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
C.
Yes. C-O-C. Yes.
C.
Correct.
I look at my pan full of alphabetical soup.
A.
Yes, A. That's correct. C-O-C-A.
C?
Where? I. That's correct. C-O-C-A-I.
She moves in.
N.
And yes.
C
that's
is
correct.
in there somewhere.
One more letter.
E.
E. That was correct. I'm so happy to say that you guys win the spelling bee.
And all the goblins start clapping and cheering. Yay!
You're the smartest students I've ever had.
The goblins start coming over and patting you guys on the back and congratulating you. Wow, we've never had to spell that before.
Do we get a medal?
You get one of these random prizes. What are potential prizes for the spelling bee?
I beat up the goblins.
Wait, hold on. The bee's gonna give you your prize first.
Honey.
Okay, honey, that's good for a spelling bee. Okay,
Cocaine?
her hat. Some people are saying the dead goblins. I don't know why that would be the prize. How about just all of the children?
A horse.
The nuclear launch codes. Okay. Depending on what you roll, you get a random treasure. Okay.
Congratulations for winning the spelling bee. You win honey.
And passes over a gigantic bowl of honey. And the goblins all
Honeyweed
say,
time.
"Oh, that was gonna be our dinner.
Yay!
We were finally gonna eat this month."
I hear honey goes great with cocaine.
The goblins kind of look at you, Egg, and they're like, "Hey, can we have some of that, Mr. Bear?"
No! Starve!
And they all look sad and go, "Oh," and go back to their desk. You guys have completed my spelling bee riddle. Any final actions in the classroom before you head out?
Throw chairs at them.
Meanwhile, Doug goes and picks up a table, holds it above his head, and then throws it at the goblins who run away screaming, "Ah!" And the spelling bee says, well, you know, that's your right. You did win the spelling bee. And the party heads off to their next destination.
Imagine you're in class and a group of strangers break the door down, does copious amounts of cocaine while screaming, fights the teacher, steals your lunch, throws a table at you, then runs out shouting something about nukes and the king.
And that is a perfect segue into the final leg of the journey. As the party emerges, they travel the final way down the path towards the castle so they can help the king, who's doing his nukes or something. Okay, we know that there's a castle, and there's a king, and that there's 6th graders trying to set off nukes. Is there anything else that we want to add into this picture, or do I just start drawing? The king is tied to the nuke. That's good. The 6th graders want equal rights for goblins.
They could be doing it to get better grades.
Okay, I like that. They want extra credit. We need Goob. Goob is dead. Ghost Goob. Okay, sure, we'll have a Ghost Goob.
The only goblins alive in Fantasy Canada are children because their parents are imprisoned under the castle.
Why are we so fucked? The goblins.
Doug, what do you mean the king is strapped with the nuke, or is he just strapping and handsome?
Both. I'm gonna do a little shading. Tell me if this is too fancy. Oh, too fancy. I like it. It looks good. It's too good. Fine. We won't have shading. Then I need a cartoon king to strap to him.
Did we elect this guy?
It's a good question.
Is that Santa?
He's not Santa. I mean, he looks a little. He's not Santa.
Wait, who's leading the goblins?
That's true. They do need like a leader of some kind.
A 7th grader.
What's a classic difference between being a 7th grader and a 6th grader? How do we distinguish him?
Chest hair.
Long hair.
Height.
But like only a little bit, right? Okay, I'll stretch him a tiny bit and okay. Is a truly threatening final boss. What would Ghost Goob be doing?
Ghost Goob whispering into the 7th grader's ear to egg him on.
Okay, yeah, I like that. There's a treasure chest back here. Popcorn chest. No, it's full of, well, it could be popcorn. As the adventurers barge in through the open castle walls, they're met with a horrifying scene, like a dozen 6th grade goblins standing around the very king of Fantasy Canada strapped to a nuke.
Aya Hawk.
And the king screams out, "Oh, adventurers, please rescue me from this nuke! Don't let them destroy Fantasy Canada!" Meanwhile, one goblin looks about 5% taller than the rest, and his voice crackles just a little bit, and he says, "No, us goblins want good grades. Do you know how many of us have been killed when we didn't spell methamphetamine correct?" And the king, he says, "Why do this to Fantasy Canada? You've always loved us!" And being put into salsa. And that's when you notice that there's a shadowy figure next to the 7th grader. The iconic Goob whispering into the 7th grader's ears, convincing him to do acts of horrific evil.
Oh fuck, not this guy again.
Twitch chat, if you donate messages, that will be the king's messages from now on. Adventurers, what do?
Light the nuke and run.
You hear the 7th grader yell out, "We'll do it! We'll launch the nuke!" But before he can finish the sentence, Doug starts running forward, holding his Bic lighter.
Doug, no.
And the 7th grader says, "Holy fuck, no, hold on!
Doug, make fire!
This is a bluff! We weren't actually
Doug,
gonna set it off!" And he tries to stop you, but you're running at full speed. He needs to roll a 14 or above to stop you.
Let's go.
Doug runs past the goblins and sets the Bic lighter right at the base of the nuke.
I aim my time staff at Doug and fire.
As Doug is leaning forward, Pringles runs forward with the time staff. In an attempt to stop this madness, reaches out with the time staff. And some delicious pepper comes out onto the bottom. Very nice. It just kind of seasons the floor a little bit. Meanwhile, Doug leans forward with the Bic lighter.
It's well seasoned, yeah.
14 or above will launch the nuke.
Sneezes.
And as Doug runs forward, you hear the flame ignites, and suddenly, boom! A massive explosion erupts from underneath the rocket, and you hear the king yell out.
Wait a second, is that guy from Missouri? I'm fucked.
As the rocket engines begin, and you see the king shoot off into the atmosphere. Any words as this is happening?
I hereby decree that all Bic lighters are now illegal.
The king shouts out, "No more Bic lighters!"
It too shall fall. Memories are beneath the waters lies an endless abyss.
In the name of Landau, a will forged in ice never falters.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
We have the upper hand.
Ill fate descends. On the still waters of oblivion.
Enemy data net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Commencing support. Enemy data net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Clean up. Destiny isn't chosen.
This ends here.
Destined for oblivion.
Incinerate and step 1 implementation.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. What do you want to know? Ill tidings manifest. Free will, or was it fate? On the still waters of oblivion.
Enemy data secured. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Target marked. Execution.
In the name of
Underway.
Lenda, a will forged in ice never falters.
Enemy data net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Enemy data secured. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Memories of beneath the waters lies an endless abyss. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Ill fate descends. Destined for oblivion.
In the name of Lenda, a will forged in ice never falters.
We have the upper hand. Enemy data net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Hope you're prepared.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Failed.
Attempt to rewind time on the nuke.
Pringles attempts to grab the time staff and rewind the time, and that just sprays more delicious pepper onto the ground.
Hashtag not my Doug.
Back in the overworld, everybody runs screaming.
Pog.
All the goblins are running for their lives. The 7th grader yells, "We just wanted good grades!" And you look up into the sky. Certainly the nuke won't land. Certainly the nuke malfunctioned. You wait for just a moment until you see the king on his rocket slowly shooting down towards Earth.
I do cocaine to try
I
and
want to
outrun
run back to the
nuke
I
castle.
cast Scramble on the king.
Wait, why? Doug runs back into the castle hoping it'll help him. Goob looks at you, Egg, and he says, "Can I have a little cocaine before we die?"
I will save him.
Pringle casts Scramble, and for some reason,
Hey, race a bunk, bro.
swaps himself with the king, who finds himself
Jump in
on
the
the
water.
ground next to his subjects. Pringle now, strapped to the nuke, is watching it careen towards the earth.
Throw it in the volcano.
It'll give the king some cocaine to run faster as well.
Okay. Egg goes and gives a bunch of cocaine to Goob and the king.
I use my pansexuality on the nuke.
Pringle the frying pan looks at the nuke and attempts to seduce it. The goblins are all screaming in the background. Ah! The king and Goob and Egg are just doing cocaine. Doug's hiding in the castle. He's probably going for the popcorn.
I love you, nuclear energy weaponized into an explosive device. I've always loved you.
Okay, now this is a nuke and not a living creature, but just maybe you can pull it off. 13 or above, and it just gets through to him. Unfortunately, the cold, calculating eyes of the nuke do not look back at you because it is an inanimate object. And as Goob and the king and Egg
Nuke, please.
do one last line,
We are so porked.
the nuke crashes into the cheese woods, where, by the way, Goob is still laying, and explodes in a
I
massive
cast
fire.
Scramble on the 7th grader.
Oh, okay, wait, hold on, before that happens. Pringle uses Scramble one more time, swaps out, and the 7th grader swaps places onto the nuke and screams, "Wait, what the fuck?" As the rocket goes down and boom! Explodes over everything! Fantasy Canada is saved!
Congratulations, Doug.
You did it.
And as the fire and the flames slowly fade away, you realize that, sadly, the frying pan and the goblins and the king and the bear have all perished in the nuclear explosion. But turns out Doug made it out alive! Doug was safe in the castle! It was nuke-proof! Let's go, Doug! And that means Doug is the new king of Fantasy Canada and gets to enjoy all the popcorn to himself! Let's go, Doug! Ooh, ooh, ooh,
I will
ooh.
hang you, Doug, with all
Let's
my
go
cracked
victory, y'all are
ability
dead like
till
Coop.
the end of this bag.
Good job, Doug.
And literally nobody except Doug lived happily ever after.
07 Pringle, you will be missed.
I curse you.
No,
with
I'm gonna
horrible
set all of
quality
Canada on
cocaine.
fire.
Oh. And thus, Doug made his way to the center of Fantasy Canada and set the entire thing on fire. The end.
07.
And that, dear viewer, is the beautiful story of how a magical frying pan, a bear on cocaine, and old man Doug traveled across all of Canada and blew it up with a nuke. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Candidates 2024. This is round number 8 out of 14, and now we begin the second half of the tournament. The winner will play for the World Chess Championship later on this year. We now restart the round robin, and we flip the colors. Everybody plays everybody twice. In this round, we have Hikaru Nakamura versus Fabiano Caruana in a battle to catch up to Yan Yipon, the clear leader of the event. And oh my goodness, what a round this was. Here we go. Hikaru versus Fabi. I'm going to give you a statistic, and then I'm going to begin today's recap. Hikaru has defeated Fabiano the last 3 times that they have played with these colors. Hikaru defeated Fabiano in the 2022 candidates, then Hikaru defeated Fabiano in the Norway chess tournament held annually in Stavanger, Norway, then Hikaru defeated Fabiano in the Isle of Man Grand Swiss. And every single time, he has played the move e4, and every single time, Hikaru has faced e5. He has done it in a variety of different ways. We have knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5. They repeat the opening that they played in the candidates 2022 when they played a6, bishop a4, knight f6. Hikaru castled, and Fabiano took this pawn, entering what is called an open Spanish. They played 20 moves of scintillating theory, and then Hikaru went on to win. This time, Hikaru plays d3. A pretty big sideline, because normally we have c3 and d4. That is White's major plan in the Spanish, but Hikaru plays the move d3. Fabiano plays aggressively, putting the bishop out on c5 rather than the more passive traditional bishop to e7. We have castles d6. Hikaru plays c3, ready to bring the bishop back to c2 and expand with the move d4. Black castles, and now a sideline. Hikaru doesn't play h3, which is a normal move, stopping anything from coming here. He plays rook to e1, which is a move that has been played in the database, and now Fabiano deviates from pretty well-known theory, and he moves this knight away from c6. And he basically says, look, Hikaru, you missed your chance to take. Normally, after something like rook e1, we have something like h6, White plays some move, and then Black puts the bishop here. Sometimes it looks, and then the queen goes to the b8 square sometimes when this trade occurs. Well, Fabi says, no, you just can't take my knight. Not only can you not take my knight, I'm going to put my knight over here. And Hikaru says, you know what, Fabiano? That looks like a splendid idea. But we are now in a position that neither player really remembers all too much, and Fabi thinks and plays d5. He explodes the center of the board. If Black can successfully implement the move pawn to d5 in these types of positions, Black is going to be completely fine. We have pawn takes, we have knight takes. Now a nice idea, bishop to b3, lining up some stuff over here. Some of you may be wondering why Hikaru did not take this pawn. Well, Black has bishop takes f2 check. And after king f2, knight e5, the queen would strike the rook and the king over here. You can play king g1 and continue the game, but that is not what Hikaru wanted to do, so he went here. Fabiano played c6, holding the center, and then we got to this position with h3, bishop takes. Fabiano forced an isolated pawn, and it looked like we were going to shake hands. Not you and me, because I don't want to, because you don't wash your hands, but Hikaru and Fabiano. And the point is that White has an isolated pawn, but the bishop pair. Black doesn't have a bishop pair, but he's going to put the bishop right there, and White just can't really get a whole lot of anything. So knight to d5, and Hikaru played bishop c2. That's why Hikaru spent 14 minutes moving the bishop back 1 square, because he didn't really get anything from the opening. He put the bishop back on c2, he put the knight out, Fabiano played knight to f4, pretty active, and, Hikaru brought his rook to the center, and then the knight went back, and that's a draw offer. So, I'm not sure if you realize that, but the knight was just there. It went there, rook e4, the knight comes back. Hikaru has the option to make a draw. Like, if he goes back, Fabiano's going to go here. Draw with Black, pretty effortless. He had to think for a little bit, but not too much as, he might have thought what to eat for lunch or something. But Hikaru thinks in this position after the knight goes back and plays a3. He didn't even spend a minute. Yeah, he did. He spent like a minute and 50 seconds, whatever. a3. And he just says, you know what, Fabi? Let's play. Let's play. I mean, the winner's probably going to go to the candidates, right? I mean, the World Championship. Let's play. And Fabi played rook e8. Fabi's like, all right, you want to play? We play. You want to improve your position? I'm going to improve my position as well. By the way, not too late to make a draw. Rook e1 back. We can still shuffle the pieces. Now, Hikaru moves the bishop out. So he thought for 12 minutes on a bishop move like that. He doesn't have a whole lot here. Knight f6. But now he does. He gets rid of his bishop pair to alleviate some of the pressure in the center. And then he plays queen d2, queen g5. And the computer likes the move queen c3 in this position. Rather than trading queens and playing with the isolated pawn, Hikaru plays rook e3. And Fabiano's eyes lit up. They got a little big, and he thought, why would Hikaru let me put my knight here? Now I'm just taking over. But Hikaru had set a trap for Fabi. The idea is h4, and suddenly the sneaky little defensive h-pawn is moving forward. If black takes, white plays rook e4, pinning the knight to the queen. If black plays g5, which looks okay, suddenly black can't move any pieces. His queen is kind of stuck. The pressure is building on the e-file. If black tries to escape, bishop d1 traps the queen. Queen h4, knight f5. And you get hit over here. So all of a sudden, Fabi's got to go back to d5. Wait a minute, Fabi's got 13 moves. 14 moves to make, but 13 minutes. This is the 26th move of the game. So Hikaru sets a little bit of a trap, and Fabiano spent 20 minutes before falling right into it a little bit. And now the knight goes back, and now Hikaru's building. Wait a minute, now this h-pawn, which used to be there, moves up. And guess what, on the very next move, and it's going to go to h5. So look at, in the span of a few moves, Hikaru pushes Fabiano's knight back to f8, and then his queen back to d8. This is massive progress, but it's a very tense position. He's got an advantage if he puts the queen on f4. For some reason, activating the queen, he doesn't play it, and the advantage drops by a full point. That's a big deal. He misses a critical chance. And now Fabi needs to come out this way with the queen to put pressure, to also put the rook on the d8 square. He also doesn't. Fabiano was in retreat mode. Look at that. The knight was going backwards. The queen was going backwards. He wasn't thinking to switch it up and go forward. Bishop d7. Despite what you would think, alleviating some of the pressure with the trade, rook takes e8. A cross straight down the middle, backs Fabiano up, and in comes the haymaker! The knight arrives on the f5 square with eyes on both the pawns near Hikaru's king, Fabiano's king, and it's also looking to go over here. And just when Fabiano thought he had ducked underneath the hook, Hikaru lands a cannon on the other side! The rook is coming straight down, the queen is hitting the queen side, the knight is ready to go to e7, and the bishop cuts the king's only safety room. And Fabi plays a move that from a distance I also thought he had to play, which is pawn to b5. And the advantage skyrockets because Hikaru finds the fatal 1-2 punch. Knight to e7 check, king to h8, knight d5! And there's an attack on the knight, which is checkmate, and an attack on the queen. c5 only prolongs the game, because after this, you have knight f6, knight c5, and you grab the bishop. Hikaru played knight d5, Fabiano resigned. He has now lost 4 straight games to Hikaru with the black pieces in Classical Chess Tournament, and Hikaru is on the hunt for first place in the candidates with 6 more rounds to go. I mean, you cannot script this stuff. This man just beat the number 2 rated player in the world. This is unbelievably clutch stuff from Hikaru. Sensational. What an attack. A couple of moves ago, right at the critical moment of this game, Fabiano had this sacrifice, knight takes g2. He had to sacrifice the knight. The engine isn't even fully convinced. The idea, of course, being f5. He didn't find that. He backed up too much, and in the heat, the tension of the moment, he succumbed to the pressure of Hikaru, who is now rated 2790, may I add. And that was just the beginning of the fireworks. Again, this is a rematch. So round 1 of the candidates, Tan Zhongyi defeated Lei Qingjie, who won the candidates the previous time, and Lei Qingjie was with the white pieces. This time, we have a London, because what better way to annoy somebody that you've defeated with black? By playing the London against them with the white pieces. Knight bd2, bishop g4. This has all been seen before. Very boring, very solid stuff. Lei Qingjie just says, look, I'm in it for the long haul, but she knows that Tan Zhongyi is an aggressive player. Tan Zhongyi does not need 2 invitations to go party. h4, h5. She says, you know what, Lei, I beat you the first time. I'm going to beat you 2 times in the same candidates. There is literally no better way to assert dominance over somebody. Lei strikes back. The queen slides back. The queen goes to d8 to either dark squares and also potentially a bishop trade. Rook g1, the attack continues, gh. Is Lei insane? Why would she open up her king like this? She has no interest in defending the pawn. She has no interest. Because the king is going to be safe in the center. Now here, Tan Zhongyi repeats the moves. And she can play bishop f4 and make a draw. But she's got 5 out of 7. I mean, she is a juggernaut. Make the draw. No. f4. She spends 17 minutes. And she gets into a firefight. A5 on the board. The king now moves to protect the pawn on G7. Again, they threaten us with a repetition, but this time the knight is the one sliding back, and all of a sudden, Tan Zhongyi in a deep time trouble. The attack has backfired. She ran into a brick wall. The best that she could get in this game was a draw, but instead of that, she got a little bit greedy. I mean, hey, can you blame her? She's been leading the tournament for all 7 games. And all of a sudden, the attack is coming in. There is absolutely nothing. An absolute rock formation on the light squares, and black is breaking in on the dark squares within the span of a few moves. Black makes a few reroutes the knight to f6, puts the king in the center where he's safe, surrounded by his friends and family. Black defends, wins a pawn, and the attack comes barreling back down right at Tan Zhongyi. Queen h8, king f6, the king is safest. Out in the open, surrounded by all his fellow pieces, and in the second part of the time control, the attack was swift, but my God, was it brutal. Rook e3, queen h4, rook e2, queen f4, all the pawns collapsed, and at the end of the day, she played queen c1 and resigned because rook d2, and one of these 2 checks leads to checkmate in 3 moves. Lei Tingjie just won 3 games in a row and is tied for first in the women's candidates after a disastrous last place a couple of rounds ago. She is on a warpath. She's on a revenge tour. I mean, oh my goodness. Let's keep it moving. Prague versus Alireza. Could we be witnessing one of the greatest comeback stories in the history of the candidates? I mean, I said his tournament was over. 1.5 out of 6? What are we even talking about, right? But then he beats Gukesh in an absolutely insane game, and he shows up today, and he plays the Sicilian defense. You know, a man does not just play the Sicilian defense. Do you understand that? Like, you play the Sicilian defense because you want to win or lose. Knight f3, and not only does he play the Sicilian, he plays the Taimanov. Nobody has played the Taimanov Sicilian in this candidates. If you're going to play the Sicilian defense, you are going to move the pawn to d6 and a6 like in the Najdorf because that is the meta, all right? But in this position, Prague, instead of playing bishop e3, f3, a3, any plethora of... Prague in this position plays away. That is the 15th most popular move in this position. It has been played less than like 0.1% of the time. Knight b5. That may shock you because you're like, what? But me see queen, me take queen. When me take queen, me get fork. I understand that's how you think, and you're not wrong, right? You're not like stupid. I totally get it. This is why top level chess and your level chess and even my level chess is at a very big disconnect. It's not a good move traditionally because black is just going to go here and then your knights are going to get kicked out. And by kicking out your knights, black is also going to be able to improve their position. That is why this type of stuff, it's like, you know, it's like being a one-trick pony in any type of sport. But guess what? The computer nowadays has shown that in this position, white is doing very well. White is scoring very, very well. In fact, Alireza here does not play e5. Alireza plays c5, and from the opening, plays in a way no one has ever played before, and is worse. Is considerably worse, but Prague needs to find the best plan. And the best plan out of this really offbeat opening that he chose is b3. That is the engine's top move. The second move is h4, anticipating the knight coming here and then playing h5. And so if you play h4 and black plays h5, you secure the g5 square, which will be good for you in the long run, and then you got to play b3. So this plan to get the advantage is the right way. Prague thinks for a little while and he plays castle, spends 12 minutes castling, and then he plays c3, and then he plays rook b1 and b4. This is the plan Prague chooses, right? This is how it works. Like sometimes you got to take 3 different paths to get to a destination, metaphorically, but also in transport. And sometimes it doesn't work out. Like sometimes one of the paths just like, well, doesn't work out would mean you don't get there. So I don't know what happened, but it takes longer. You run into traffic, there's something unexpected. This is the wrong approach to the position. Instead, what Prague had to do is he had to put the bishop there to get an advantage, not to win, but he chooses the wrong plan from the opening. And just like in the game that you just saw where the attack ran into a brick wall, Prague sort of runs into the same thing, and now we have a mass simplification. So we have pawn takes, rook sacrifice, you get the rook back, but when it's all said and done, this is the position. Black has 5 pawns, and white's 2 pawns are just not very good. So queen d3, you got to defend both of them, and Prague does. And you got to give credit to my man Alireza Firouzja because he showed up today looking for a fight. And he got a fight. And they both had to be accurate. Neither one of them really wanted to take massive risk. And this one peters out into this position and a draw a couple of moves later on the 40th move. Alireza is not going anywhere. I mean, if you wanna bury Alireza in this candidates, you're gonna have to call an ambulance and make sure he gets in it. So, like, reports of Alireza's elimination from this tournament are greatly exaggerated. He is certainly underperforming. Bro's ready for a fight every single game with white and black. I think that's just going to be his approach. I think the pressure's off, and I think he's a huge wild card to make a comeback. But for now, Prague with 4.5 points. Now, Katerina Lagno versus Alexandra Goryachkina on the women's side. This was another Spanish. This one is called the Arkhangelsk variation with b5 and bishop c5. This is a matchup of the two, I think, strongest Russian women in the world. Kostyanyuk, she has changed federations, but I mean, historically, originally, let's say, she's a world champion. And this one, White had a really nice position, but Black did a nice job trading off her pieces. And although it was tense and it definitely looks like stuff is brewing here, this is kind of one of those positions that sometimes Black just puts up a really nice defense, you trade all the pieces, and yeah, the summary of this game does not get as much of a time as the previous, because it was a relatively straightforward draw, but they are still in the hunt on the women's side. Goryachkina, 5 points, tied with Lei Xingjie and Tan Zhongyi. Incredible comeback by Tan Zhongyi. Yan Nepomniachtchi versus Nijat Abbasov. Yan Nepomniachtchi versus Nijat Abbasov. Are you ready? E4, E5, a Petrov. You dare use my own spells against me, Potter type of moment. Knight e5, d6, knight f3, knight e4. This is an opening that Yan plays with Black, okay? And Abbasov shows up and plays it against him. He's like, show me how to beat your own opening, buddy. Yan plays a sideline. He plays d3, which is just going to lead to a French exchange. We are now playing a French defense exchange variation. You don't believe me? e4, e6, d4, d5, ed, ed, knight f3, knight f6. Look at that. It's the same exact position as the one we have in the game. It's just a different move. Magic, right? Bishop d3. Now, Abbasov is the guy who plays c5. He plays c5 himself. And then he plays c4. He brings the fight to Yan. He's like, I want to imbalance the game. And he forces a position that Yan actually kind of has to think in. Yan is down in the opening. We don't see that very often. Nepo down 20 minutes thinking in the opening, but Nepo playing very naturally, developing his queen side, expanding, right? Pawn takes in on d5. Black has to go here, grab the pawn back. Same pawn as in the Fabiano game, kind of. Hikaru, right? With the isolation there. But we have knight d5, and Yan begins building some pressure. I mean, Yan's got, when you have an isolated pawn, you use the space around it to create attacking chances for yourself, which is exactly what he's doing. He plays rook a2, plays rook e2, but just bringing the forces. Then he plays rook e4. I mean, you talk about a nice moment here. Rook a2, rook e2, rook e4. The engine really liked bishop d5 for what it's worth, potentially looking at knight to d7. On a higher depth, it doesn't like that move as much. Maybe it was here at like bishop d5. No, it was. Never mind. I apologize. I think I'm mixing up something. Rook e4, knight c3. Yes. Rook e3, bishop c4, and now knight c4. And here, Yan could have played bc. So it's another moment. He could have played b takes c4. Queen takes d4, very, very tense moment, bishop b2, and there's a lot of pressure on the Black position. Black has to be extremely careful, but he is surviving. Yan chooses knight c4, giving up the pawn in the center of the board, and a massive attack roaring back. Rook c3, there's a lot of different lines here, but he chooses this one, and the dust settles. And the position that arises is a fascinating one, because it's basically one where Yan is going to put pressure on Abbasov for the remainder of the game. King f1, right? Rook d8, king e2, and he runs the king to the other side of the board, and he has got a very menacing position here. Like, this is a target. The king is going to walk to a4. How is Abbasov going to defend himself? I got news for you. By being an absolutely badass clutch, I can't even, like, stress, Abbasov was under, like, the threat of losing all his pawns, so he just chucks one. He says, you know what, Yan? Take on f6. This is sublime high-level understanding from Nijat Abbasov. Unbelievable understanding to get his rook in. In the endgame, material is important. Black is a pawn down, But look at the activity of the rook. Look at the activity of the bishop and the king. Like you're weaving a checkmate net around the white king, and suddenly Jan is on the back foot. He has to trade his b-pawn. And Abbasov just plants a defensive stance. You just can't do anything with these pawns. So Nepo, I was wondering if some of the results of the round went a certain way, but I mean, Abbasov, just an unbelievable defensive hold, and catches Jan in a cube, unable to get out of this formation, and the game ends in a draw. Abbasov, lowest seed in the event, in last place, holding the tournament leader, the man that has dominated 3 straight candidates in a row, and he holds him to a draw with the black pieces. I mean, that is a mammoth result. All right, the other players should be depositing money, all right, into the account of Abbasov.
Avengerine's goal is to try and recapture Penacony for IPC. The existence of death will be covered up by the family. So how does he plan on taking them down? It's gotta be something important enough that everyone will notice. But it also can't be anything too out in the open. An attack on the hotel guests? Unlikely. Penacony's guests include quite a few bigwigs known throughout the whole cosmos. People who not even the IPC would dare take lightly. Aventurine is a shrewd merchant. He's definitely going for the family, and it's just a matter of how. The harmony is strong in Penacony, and almost impossible to take on head-to-head. The fact that the IPC dispatched Aventurine shows that they do not intend to simply play by the book here. Aventurine has devoted considerable attention to her. But this Galaxy Ranger... I was also considering this possibility. Especially because he respects you so much. I'm just speculating. He's clearly a
Aventurine said something. He accused that Galaxy Ranger of killing Robin without any evidence whatsoever, but said nothing about her connection to that memory zone meme or why he was stalking you. It was a groundless accusation, which only serves to make him seem more suspicious. Maybe Aventurine's goal was never to gain our trust. Maybe he wanted to foster a feeling of enmity towards Acheron and make the situation more volatile. Two birds, one stone. However, I asked Don Hung back on the Express to confirm that story about the Annihilation Gang and the lost messages. It wasn't something that Aventurine... You've met her many times now. What's your... That fits the stereotype of a Galaxy Ranger to a T. They're eccentric, unpredictable, and fond of being alone. No wonder she's a suspect.
I really Stream 4. Gleam of old blades.
I hope it's not too soon to bring it up, but I feel like Miss Robin isn't actually dead, but that she's still alive and well, because aren't we supposed to be inside a dream? Whenever I see the Grand Theater, I just can't stop all these thoughts from flooding my head. No. After all, they've brought everyone this sleepy dreamscape, which everyone loves. I just feel like everyone's still having a great time out there on the streets. Nobody knows what's happened. It's all so unreal. As if Firefly, Miss Robin, and us. Aw, what a mess. But then I'd be just like everyone else out on the streets.
Looks like Aventurine doesn't need anything else. Let's turn our attention to the family's assignment for now.
Among our current clues, the two murders that he witnessed are the most directly connected. I suggest starting here. One thing I'm curious about is, if a person dies in a dream, what happens to them in real life? Seeing as we're at the family's behest, why not pop back out to reality and verify
How about we split off into two groups? There are still some things worth focusing on inside the dreamscape.
Worth focusing on? Oh.
Huh? Aw, I thought I'd finally get to see Himeko and Mr. Yang go out on a mission together. Oh well.
I will. Honored guest, could you come out for a second?
I'd be embarrassed too, getting stared at like that.
Forgive me. My name is Welt Yang. I'm one of the crew members on the Astral Express. I believe you...
Welt.
Is there something about my name?
First, don't you want to know my name?
I already do, Miss Acheron. You're a prominent figure in Penacony.
What are they saying about me?
Some claim that you're the real culprit behind these murders, that the Annihilation Gang's tragic fate at the banquet was a result of your blade, and that you're now attempting to unleash another...
The Annihilation Gang.
Ifrit of Everflame Mansion.
Tragic fate. That Duke turned his dying body to flames and sacrificed his life as a martyr. He was a determined and heroic pathstrider. Not even a villain should be disparaged like this. And what's more, there were plenty of suspects invited. Do they really think that a blade is more dangerous than that black hole you're wielding?
Keen intuition. Not even the family managed to point out the truth behind this cane. So you must surely know, Miss Acheron, that peering into a black hole is not a wise move. As a potential threat, your knowledge of us has reached uncomfortable depths. Reveal your true identity and intentions. Otherwise, brace yourself for gravitational disintegration.
That shouldn't be necessary. But if it makes the Nameless feel less defensive, I'll be happy to abide. Believe it or not, Galaxy Ranger, Acheron, those are the names I go by to this very day. My trip to Penacony is solely to fulfill an old, final request. I'm here for the Watchmaker's legacy. And that's it. I think I've been honest enough.
Still unwilling to reveal your true identity?
It's not that I don't want to. It's just that I can't. I've come so far, and I can't sum up all of that in just a few words. Everyone has their own unspeakable past. Secrets that they don't want to be revealed. And I won't be asking any more questions, such as why the Astral Express is roaming around the cosmos with a Stellaron on board. Is he okay? That memo keeper didn't do anything, right?
He's fine. Let's stick with the topic. Gaining my trust all depends on how much you're willing to.
I've run around many different Penacony dreamscapes just to try and find that legacy. And during this period, I came into contact with quite a few guests. In the process, I gradually came to realize the secret of Penacony may be closely related to the Trailblaze. That's why I've come to ask for your help. I don't have enough proof yet, but I'd like to speculate something. The source of all tragedy lies within the family. If you could trust me, we could find the proof to support this claim to get Mr. Yang. I think you've come to the same conclusion.
Let's leave it at that. For now, I'll choose to believe that you bear no hostility. Share your findings with me and me alone. I don't want vague conjecture to interfere with other people's judgments before...
Mm-hmm. By the way, would you like something to drink? Before we go, how about 2 cups of Wake the Heck Up? No, 4 cups, because the conversation coming up...
I've been watching her closely for a while now, and the first invitation was in the banquet hall of the hotel. She just sat in one corner, keeping silent, chugging down a couple cups of Wake the Heck Up. I told her it's a pungent, bitter beverage, not the taste of sweet dreams. Only for people allergic to Soul Glad. And she said...
Really? But I don't taste any difference at all between them.
The guest rooms are charmingly minimalist. An aesthetic you share, Miss Acheron. It's a cinch, this music box. The invitation received by the Annihilation Gang. There are latent memories that linger on. You see, memories of you are not yours alone. They travel in other people, other things. I know much, and I can predict even more. With some help, the dead can be made to... The Annihilation Gang, that band of desperados who all disappeared after meeting you. What exactly happened to them?
Gradation 12. Dreamscape 12. Father, I dedicate this to you.
Well done, Dubra. Wherever they go, shall be met by an...
There it is. It's hazy, but it's Ifrit's voice. The other one, this is the residual memory from when the invitation was first delivered. They were abruptly interrupted.
They sought refuge in a land of sleep, merely wishing for undisturbed rest. Children of the flame, this marks your...
She won't be necessary. I alone am a...
When have those on the path of destruction feared death?
The Everflame Mansion has set out on a journey. Those poor people, they have no idea. Memory recovery is going well, but slowly. She'll be here soon, and time is short. There's nobody else here, so there's no need to be delicate. In fact, I think I'd better go all out. What happened? The memory after that is blank. How is that possible? This music box fell into Acheron's hands, and she brought it to Penacony. That's a fact, and that's how it should have gone. It's like it's been erased.
Who are you? Who are you?
It's... No. Is this not a memory?
Oh, a memo keeper. Do you serve the Garden of Recollection? Or the Cremators? My name is Constance. A pleasure to meet you. We were supposed to meet in Penacony and spend an unforgettable time together. But that seems unrealistic. Dahlia's not welcome on the banquet star, and I don't need a coming-of-age ceremony. And you? I want her secret? I can give it to you, and then you can enjoy the banquet for me. I wish you unforgettable memories.
Oh. A phone. Wanna listen in?
A few days ago, the IPC made an announcement. Under the watchful guidance of the Marketing Development Department, and in accordance with the Interstellar Peace Charter, the independent Sigonian sovereignty, the formation of the Sigonian sovereignty is of great historical significance to the Sigonia system.
Sigonia 4 is located in an unclaimed zone at the intersection of the Denise, Prothean, and Dorneau star clusters. The planet's surface environment is known for being extremely harsh. This is why very few intelligent species have made this planet their home. dividing themselves into several tribes to eke out nomad lifestyles as they struggle to survive the arid desert wilderness.
Sigonia. Sigonia. Ravenous eye of the storm, spurned by all the gods. Land of rock, but not water. Lightning, but not rain. Blood, but not tears. You beat us with your falling stars. You lash us with wind and storm. You chew us up with the cracked earth. You promised us a land of honey, yet yoked us beneath a sword of bitterness. Oh, Gaiathra Triclops, if thou can hear me, please open up thy 3 eyes and get. When you took his father, my child was still sleeping in my belly. I don't ask for a peaceful death. Just for you to tell me, does the baby swaddled sweetly asleep? Does he dream of his mother's heartbeat and the sound of falling rain? Please, otherwise, why would this child be born to face impending death?
Mommy! 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 The rain! It's raining!
Raining? Raining!
It is raining! It's true! Those Outworlders weren't lying to us. They really did summon the rain. Mommy, we can leave here. We can go back home.
Darling, listen. This is the sound of rain. On the day you were born, the sky also sent down a gift like this from Gaiathra. Such a lucky child. Such a blessed child. Just like your name. A gift from them to Avgen. My boy. May the goddess Gaiathra close her eyes 3 times. Keep your... Let your journey and your schemes forever concealed. Welcome to this sad world, Kakavasha.
Time to wake up, gambler.
Oh, heavens. I must have drunk too much Soul Glad. Didn't expect you to be back so soon. How is it? Find anything?
Just as you guessed. Nobody outside knows about Robin's death. There aren't even baseless conspiracy theories. They're still streaming the rehearsal for her ceremony, using a stand-in, I guess. They must be dreaming.
Of course. Who could imagine that death would actually descend upon the idyllic dream created by the family? Let alone that the victim would be the female lead of the... To be honest with you, I didn't believe it. I even tested it a few times myself. Until I discovered that I couldn't actually die. Whenever there's any danger, I'm forced awake by the dream pool, and it's all as if everything were just a nightmare. That's why I'm convinced that there are a few big secrets lurking behind.
Then you must have heard about the Memory Zone meme.
When I graciously deigned to establish connections with the Oak family on your behalf, they were quite in a pitiful state of disarray. Besides Robin, there was another body. I don't know the exact detail.
2 murder cases? I told you something seemed off about the Nameless. He must have come across the other one. This murderer is a psycho. But I have to admit, the case should be easy to crack. We can leverage the family's malfeasance and let the IPC use this as a reason to intervene. It's just that their trickery runs deeper than I thought. Robin's stand-in was all ready to go. These 2 murders. What should we do? Let me think. It's too rare an opportunity to miss out on, so...
Incredible gambler. Have you already exhausted your limited repertoire of...
There are plenty of chips, but it'd be best to choose carefully. The most straightforward has to be Robin. Remember? That masked fool once told me to find a mute as a friend. Robin is what she calls the mute. She has lost her voice, and while most people can't pick up on it, you and I cannot mistake that sound. Not produced by any voice box, but rather by the resonance of the harmony. If that girl hadn't gone hoarse from singing practice, there'd only be one possibility. Something was up with the family. Or Robin herself. To get to the bottom, but she died. Right?
A complete and utter loss. Incidentally, it seems to have resulted in your rather undignified arrival on the interrogation stand. There were eyewitnesses at the scene, and the family, in their graciousness, has tentatively accepted your alibi. However, for the foreseeable future, you shall, regrettably, find yourself under the vigilant watch of the Hound.
Well, things aren't looking too optimistic, Doctor. I'm starting to break out in a cold sweat.
A probability? Yes, it exists, but it verges on the infinitesimal. To phrase it in a manner more befitting the vernacular of Penacony, you're dreaming. But if you simply can't control yourself and want to try your hand, then they're just so... That man wants to see...
Who?
Sunday.
Is this a public hearing or a...
If it were the former, it would hardly befit my stature to stoop to the role of a mere...
Fine. Oh, that's great. It's all great. You see, the dead can't talk, but the living can. Ratio, I'm convinced now that there must be something wrong inside the family. Oh, just you wait and see. That man's sister has died. He can't sit on his hands. Without any further ado, let's set off. Lead the way. The show is about to begin.
We're here. The Dewlight Pavilion is the Oak family's fortress and a place where heads of the families meet to discuss great plans for Penacony.
Fortress? I like this metaphor. I dealt with the warlords of the Amanicus star system not long ago, and their synchronized orbital manor wasn't this heavily guarded.
This mansion nominally belongs to Sunday, and is very befitting of its owner. Without his express invitation, the likes of ordinary guests would never grace these grounds in their lifetimes. Look around while you still have this moment of freedom.
Hey, Doc, whose side are you on anyway?
Who's to say I won't sell you out?
We'll see. When we meet the authoritarian master of the Oak family, I'll pry and...
Follow me and I'll bring you to his parlor. Hold your tongue, and let me deal with the members of the family.
This haven of memories. Every touch, every moment is like a thorned rose.
Feeling lucky. Feeling lucky. Feeling lucky. Feeling lucky. Feeling lucky. This is hardly enough for a seat at the table.
Hey, you two! That's a place of business.
I was requested by Mr. Sunday to bring him the suspect. My name is Ratio.
Oh, I remember you. Veritas Ratio. Your punch virtual particle clock is
Excuse me?
the one on your head. Of course, it's nothing compared to my full pocket dimensional annihilating power armor of
Right, and as I mentioned, that fantasy raiment of yours...
That's because you can't see it. Like I say, only family can see the glory of the mobile nights. Ugh, enough. Get going. Don't keep
It seems like the idiocy index here is no better than it is out there.
Enough.
A dead end?
The door is shut tight. Looks like we're on our own.
I mean, there isn't a door.
For security reasons, the family built the administrative site deep in the dreamscape, with the mechanisms hidden in these nightingale statues. The direction of the statues can be controlled. On the previous occasion, an attendant named Kona had gone to the side room to verify something before setting the statues.
Well, maybe we should do the same. Let's... A reward with no risk? I'll take it. Oh, the bigger the risk, the better the reward. All in.
Do we still have the upper hand?
Enemy
More
data
enemies.
net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack. This combat needs up. This is double speed. Time for a buzz.
Another journey begins. On the still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
We have the upper hand. Ready for another? Can I have...
Destined for oblivion.
It's on me.
Commencing support.
Free will, or was it fate?
Enemy data secure net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
On the still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Fortune follows luck, just like it always does. Feeling lucky.
Again?
Do we still have the upper hand? More enemy. This combat need. This is double speed.
How familiar.
Hedge your bets. Spend freely.
Another journey begins. Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall. Seek, and you will find. Stream forth, a gleam of old blades.
Six nightingales facing in different directions. An obvious hint.
But are these nightingales?
They are.
How can nightingales be so huge? They look more like torment eagle.
There are no eagles in the 5 families, only nightingales. Why am I wasting time with you on this?
Stream forth, the gleam of old blades.
Just as I thought.
A truly miraculous discovery. Perhaps I should offer you the chance to join the genius.
Really? Well, I thought you'd given up on that.
I was being sarcastic.
Stream forth, the gleam of old blades.
Oh, impressive. So much for Mr. Sunday's reserved, virtuous image.
Do you need me to remind you? We're in a dreamscape. No matter how grand the mansion looks, it'll not affect Penacony. Stop wasting your time nitpicking the family here.
Yeah, you're right. The only way to destroy the family is death. Sunday must have thought the same. Let's head down.
Stream forth the gleam of old blades. 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 Stream forth. Stream forth the gleam of old blades. Stream forth the gleam of old blades. Seek, and you will find. Stream forth the gleam of old blades.
Feeling lucky.
Stream forth, the gleam of old flames.
Hold on.
Huh? What's wrong?
No, but this door...
My friend? Did you really make an appointment with him?
It's a trial. You got to prove your worth to Sunday before you can speak with him. If I'm not wrong, we need to find a way to open this door in the hall, or this place will be our prison.
Oh, an escape room. My favorite.
Get serious. I've no time for games. Let's head back. The hint is probably in that prominent sandpit.
Wow. That's an enormous sandpit. I'd love to build a tall building for myself, once I have enough savings. Oh, look. There's a noticeable gap in the
There wasn't a gap before.
Well, with your brilliant mind, you shouldn't have any trouble recalling what was here.
Of course. Let's look around. When I see it, I will know it.
Fine. Fine. Why do I feel that we're pursuing a degree in burglary now?
Found it. This is it.
Stream forth, the gleam of old blades. Stream forth 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 the gleam of old blades.
Oh, and the nameplate reads Gulliver's Arch. Well, I'm amazed you can remember something this tiny. You know, this reminds me of a tunnel I once saw that could shrink people who passed through it.
If I were you, I would shut my mouth. It's wise.
Stream forth, gleam of old flames.
Oh, this reminds me of one of those building toys. You know, with the blocks. I've never played with them before. I wonder if it's more interesting than Oh, look. The gap is closed. And it fits perfectly. Oh, good heavens. Did I drink? Am I still in a dream?
Indeed.
Oh, Doctor, you're huge. It's me! Down here! In the sand pit! Oh, actually, I think we could make this work for us. Just find a way to slip me into Sunday's collar, and I'll infiltrate the family just like that. Oh, fine. It was just... Let's find a way to open the door. Feeling lucky.